Let's start tackling some of these questions that are rolling in. You've got, if you guys consult the calendar, the current game day for when we're gonna start is going to be the 31st of Lamashon, which is the Galarian equivalent of Halloween. Just because, just because.
Just because, yeah.
but
Nothing bad could possibly happen. We're
no,
good.
like what do you? But the last adventure, Burnt Offerings, concluded on the 9th of Lamashon, which was roughly about 2 weeks and change after when you began the campaign. Believe it or not. So, you've had more dead time in the last 3 weeks than you had adventuring time in the last...
Well, we've been killing more than time.
Exactly. This last 6 or 7 months. So, you've done your research on Habe Sanatorium. It's a legitimate place. It's been there for probably just after the late unpleasantness started. There was an uptick in people having mental issues that needed some assistance, and Aaron Habe was able to assist them. A lot of people with that. It doesn't get too much. It's kind of like a forgotten about place now. Father Xantus knows for a fact that there's a couple people that never really recovered from things. He seems to remember there was a old blind man that had completely lost it, and he's been there for quite a while. And he's not sure who else is there other than Per. He did specifically send Per because he thought that Dr. Habe could help her. When she came to him to further cure the disease that he had already cured, he couldn't find any other signs of it other than she was causing her own symptoms by scratching so hard that her fur was falling out, and she was kind of manic at the time. So he suggested that she go there. He's not really sure whether she actually made it there or not, but she didn't come back to town. And he hasn't really thought much about it or heard much from anybody since then about that. So you guys have more than ample opportunity to go out and pay a visit to her if you wanted to. You probably take a couple days to make sure everything's settled in town after the shocking news of Nualia and the events of the first book of the adventure. But after that, yeah, definitely, it's a hour and change trip along the Lost Coast Road till you get to Cougar Creek, and then you follow a little track along the north side of Cougar Creek, past a couple old farmsteads, to Habe Sanatorium, which is on the map, which is on the it's actually in the background now of the game room. You see the Sandpoint Hinterlands map is there. I've also got a map here I could send out to you. You can adjust it to blow it up, and you can see the roads a little better and that kind of thing. So who all wants to go out to Habe Sanatorium and pay a visit to your old comrade, the Purr of Purity? Or maybe nobody does.
Yeah.
Mims has no idea who this is. Mim's like, "Meh."
Good day trip.
Sounds good.
Lunch.
Let's do it.
Come along. What could go wrong?
Yeah, pack some
worst
lunch,
that can
bring a
happen,
couple of
right?
bottles of wine.
Okay. Just
Does
to...
this happen
What's that?
Does this happen after I receive the ordered shield, or not yet?
Yeah, it could happen anytime within the several weeks you have off.
Awesome.
So let's say a week goes by, you guys get all your stuff, all the shipments come in from Magnamar, you guys have fixed up your spell books and trained and set your little patrol routines and stuff like that. Things start getting a little boring, say a week and a half out, and you decide, well, let's go see Per.
I haven't almost died yet today. I'm bored.
Yeah, I haven't almost died this week. Okay, so yep. Just to cut to the chase, it's kind of the temperature's kind of cooling off. It's getting autumnish. You get to Habe Sanatorium. It's the bottom story is all made of stone. It looks like extremely well constructed, and it's new. This is a new building, and then there's 2 stories on top of that, and you can see the windows of the rooms and stuff like that. And you see a couple patients looking at you from outside from the windows, and one of those faces is Per, and she looks to be restrained. So as you get up closer to Habe Sanatorium, this place is where you can hitch your horses and stuff like that. There is a tiefling man, and he looks like he's tending the grounds. He's doing his best to clear the walkway of leaves and stuff like that. And he sees you guys all ride up on horses. It's pretty impressive, and maybe geckos. And it's a pretty impressive looking group. And he stops his raking and doffs his woolen cap, and you can see his tiefling horns. And he nods to you. He says, "Good day."
Where's the doctor? Who's in charge?
Oh, what you want to do is you want to go right in that door there and just ring the bell, and Dr. Habe will be right out to see you. And if you follow the instructions, you go in. It's a little waiting area, and it specifically has a rope with a bell, and it says "ring bell for service." You ring the bell within 30-40 seconds. Middle-aged man by the name of Aaron Habe comes out and says, "Whoa, hello," and introduces himself and gives you a little tour of the first floor of the sanitarium and discusses Per's condition with you once you let him know that you're here to see her. He says, "Yeah, she's our newest patient. She was exhibiting signs of what he describes something as he calls it a manic psychosis. You don't know what that is. These aren't words that you've heard before." So he gets into a big, long-winded description that he thinks that she's suffered some kind of trauma that has affected her in a way that she believes that all her fur is going to fall out and she can't stop itching. So he's got her restrained on the second floor to try to alleviate her from that. And he's more than willing to bring her down to the first floor to have you guys pay a visit. Maybe that'll be helpful to her. He says the normal treatment that he's been conducting with her has been a series of sedation and restraint, and also some mild attempts at hypnosis. What was that? Okay, so he brings her down, or he gets one. There's another orderly, also a tiefling gentleman, who looks fairly similar to the tiefling gentleman who was outside raking leaves, who is still outside raking leaves. He gets him to bring Per down. And Per comes down. She looks tired. She looks drowsy. Not her typical perky, vivacious self. And she is in a straitjacket. She doesn't look to have been mistreated or anything like that. And she basically confirms that she's been here for a little while now. She's not sure how many days, but she can't control the urge to scratch. She says the itch is unbearable, and that the only way that she doesn't scratch is from this restraint. And you guys visit with her for a while. Her mood seems to lighten and stuff like that. She seems thankful to Dr. Habe for his attentions. She says that they tried to not restrain her for a little while, but she would just hurt herself. So she has been undertaking the treatments, and that Dr. Habe says that should some of the hypnosis take, that maybe she can get on her feet within the next month or so. Maybe the urge to scratch herself raw and hurt herself will will stop.
She's never been restrained before. And anything she's ever done.
She laughs
That's
at that. She laughs at that. Yeah.
Willingly, right?
Yeah.
Willing. Yeah. We understand her profession.
Sense motive. I want a sense motive for both Per and the doctor.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
want to make sure I'm getting a true story from this stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
You want him in the...
Nope, go ahead.
All right. We'll do this for Per first of all.
You do both for the same one. Same one for both.
Oh, same one?
It's,
Okay.
yeah, it's the same basic thing.
I got the same rule anyway.
Basically what happens is Dr. Habe, he's not lingering either when you're talking with Per. He's not like, oh, you better not, or anything like that. He goes back to his business and says, you know, if you're done talking to him, then he'll give you guys your privacy. And there's like the first... on the first floor, there's like a large open area with a bunch of desks where if you ever seen like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, there was like an open common area with tables and stuff like that where patients could sit at. There isn't anybody down there now. Dr. Habe tells you that when he first built this place, he envisioned like a sewing room for patients to maybe sew some things to alleviate some of their stresses, stuff like that. But there isn't really many patients here who would benefit from that. He says there's a couple patients upstairs who have been institutionalized. He's afraid that all the treatment in the world from him won't be any help. He just tries to see that they're as comfortable as possible in their later years. And they did seem kind of older. The one man definitely was extremely old looking in the window. And he says there's one patient upstairs he's been trying to help for a couple of years now, and he's extremely dangerous, so we keep him away from the other people. Where Per
What's
and
his problem?
he has a manic psychosis that manifests when he's around knives, so he's quite dangerous.
Cut up. Okay.
But yeah, he's we keep sharp objects away from him and see to it that he's well attended to. So basically, what's that?
What's the patient relationship? Like doctor, the ratio?
There's only 5 patients at currently. He says they have room for about a dozen, all told.
And first one of the 5.
Did you make a comment before we headed out that nobody ever comes back from here?
No. Nobody's come back from there for a while because there really hasn't been any new patients since
How long has this doctor been there?
Since the late unpleasantness. He started a little bit after, and he assisted some of the people who needed some help after the fire at the cathedral and the choppers rampage and that kind of thing. That's when he built this establishment, and about a year later was ready for business, and he helped some people, but they've since either moved back to Sandpoint or Magnamar. He says it's not the busiest place in the world, and he doesn't have like any customers who are wealthy or anything like that. It's just it's mostly
long term, right?
Yeah, he's mostly just relying on the donations from people from Sandpoint to keep things afloat, and of course his own nest egg from his time as a doctor in Magnamar.
Does detect magic radiate anything?
No, it does not. In fact, there is no magic on the first floor.
Evil?
Did Per walk in under her own power? Was she wheeled in like Hannibal Lecter?
No, she walked in under her own, and she was seeking assistance. She couldn't make the itch stop, and she had dug like a rather large hole in her arm. Scratched everything raw, all the fur off of her left arm. And they first tried to treat it with like medicines and salves and stuff like that. But it soon became apparent that the only way to let it heal up was to restrain her from doing it to herself. And of course, the the pet cone wasn't an option for this. He's not a
The
veterinarian.
cone of shame.
Cold.
You don't. You haven't met Per yet. She was a tabaxi, or she is a tabaxi. Let's see if I have a picture of her. I don't know if I do or not. Portraits.
I think it might still be in the Discord when we did character creation.
It might be.
could be.
Let's see here. Yeah.
And does the skin seem to be healing? Fur growing back?
He hasn't looked at it yes today. He tries to limit the amount of time that she's out of the straitjacket so she doesn't get at it.
Right.
He says it seems to be coming back.
Yeah,
I think that's
that's
the one
a
he
pretty
used.
good ray.
Well, I just scrolled up and grabbed it.
Yeah, in Discord.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yep, that's the one. I got it in portraits, but I couldn't figure out how to get it from portraits to a displayable image in the game room. Maybe
I
I
don't
just
suppose there's any evil emanations coming from either her or some other source that's invisible within the room.
nothing in here. Aaron Habe is most definitely not an evil man. And I don't think Per was evil. I'll have to bring her up. Haven't looked at her sheet in a long time.
Irritating sometimes, but not evil.
She was not evil. In fact, she was, other than her sexual proclivities, quite good.
Well, can we have a tour of the place?
He says, I'm going to get, you can finish your visit here and I'll get Per back to her room. But I'm quite busy. We're working on some things. I don't like to disturb the other guests. It's taken them a little bit of while to just adjust to Per's presence, never mind an armed group of men and women such as yourselves.
And that seems to be the truth too, right?
Give us another sense motive.
Oh, no. Works for me.
Seems to make sense.
Yeah, everything makes sense.
He might be holding something back, Alexis. His first excuse that he's been extremely busy and working on something didn't really ring true. The second catch of the tour of the place about disturbing the inmates, the other patients, seemed more genuine. And when he said it, Per kind of nodded her head when he said that they're just adjusting to her presence now after all this time. She did nod to that. He says there's not really much to see other than what you see here. Some closets and
Has she been a bad kitty?
the glitter box.
Have you noticed a trend lately of patients that come in display similar symptoms of anything of concern?
What I have noticed is the lack of patience.
So fewer people have been coming to see you than
Yes, than had previous. Like after the late unpleasantness, there was a lot of trauma. You can understand. A serial killer and a fire that killed the head of a community and his child. Trauma. Things have been quite good in the last little bit. I hear there's Per tells me that there was a little bit of excitement in town with some goblins and a glasswork. She was.
Well, hopefully those problems go away.
Well, I'm sure you'll all handle it. She referred to you all as the heroes of Sandpoint, and she seems quite taken with you.
So you have just you and the gardener and a couple of aides, are they?
Yes, the brothers are my orderlies, and it's just the three of us.
Oh, 2 orderlies and yourself.
Yep.
Wow. For 5 patients. That's kind of tough.
Well, they are contained to their own individual units. These young men here take most of the daily chores on, so that leaves me to my research.
Do you publish your research?
I have in the past. Yes, I have. I've sent a couple documents to the medical societies of Magmar.
Well, don't let us keep you. Hopefully we'll see Per performing again soon.
That is my hope. I hope that she gets back to the heroing work that she seems so well suited for.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, she was really good at like getting hit with things.
He
You guys
says
remember
he says that might be a part and parcel of what she says, that there was an incident with an undead flying head.
Yeah. I couldn't remember
That,
the like
almost
rule or something like that. Yeah.
cost her life. I think that's the part that we might have to work through. So hopefully, with some rest and some, we'll let the wound heal completely. Perhaps with some counseling and some hypnosis, she might be able to get past this.
When the doctor was away, he left us to talk to Per, right?
Absolutely.
When we talked to Per, did she have anything to say about anything unusual, or if she was happy with, they weren't mistreating her or anything like that?
No, not at all. And she's curious about your adventures, and she seems kind of lighthearted. She says that she just can't make the itch stop, and that she can't control the urge to scratch, and she's harming herself. And that the only way she can't itch is to be in this straitjacket. She says the itching is driving her crazy. It's like absolutely making her mental. But if she wasn't
In the right
restrained,
spot,
yeah, it's right on the forearm, underneath the elbow, on the inside of her arm, and she kind of motions to it. And if you guys want, you can undo the straitjacket and look at it, and examine it, and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yep. Where was that? Where she was bit?
No, she was actually. I'm not sure where she was. Not sure where she was bit, but it was the Vargo's kiss.
Right. That's what I thought. But did it kiss her on the arm or did it kiss her on the face?
It might have actually like bit her, like somewhere else too, because she was paralyzed from it. Right. I can't remember whether it was the shriek that paralyzed her, or some kind of bite.
So here's the question:
sure.
Can I use handle animal on her? I'm kidding. I have a really good handle animal score. So
Yeah, you can.
I want
What's that?
I'll examine the wound.
I want to cast detect thoughts
Okay.
on Per, and then be a little sly and hit the other guys there to see what's kind of going on.
Okay.
I'm going to try and do a heal check to see if I can see anything to get any knowledge at all about this disease. I probably can't because the doctor can't, but what the heck?
Sure.
Well, you got a better roll than I did. There's a wound right here. That's about all I got.
Yeah, so you can see that the wound on the inside of her arm is healing up, but it's still extremely raw, and all the fur all the way around it is has fallen off, and you can tell that it was like self-inflicted from her own claws.
Is that
And
enough to tell if it's superficial or was it?
it was deep. It was almost to the bone.
Is it lethal hit point damage or is it
Yeah,
non-lethal hit point?
it was
damage?
lethal hit point damage. It's healing up nicely now, though. Like it's all scabbed over. Like the depth of it was all like easily as deep as like a weapon wound.
Oh,
She had gotten that far. And the moment you guys release her, of course she goes to scratch it again. She can't help herself. So somebody can maybe like,
What's she thinking? Like, well,
yeah, she's just thinking that it itches. It itches, and they're gonna let me go, and I'm gonna be able to scratch it. That's the overwhelming thought in her mind. Like before, if you maybe do it a couple minutes before. I'm not sure how long the spell lasts. I think it's like a minute per level,
4
right?
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you guys are just talking about it, you haven't really broached the subject of the straitjacket or anything like that. She seems comfortable, but and it doesn't seem to be any dread. But the overwhelming thought seems to be scratch. The itch is driving me crazy, and then she's having a hard time concentrating on thoughts. And she'll pick up on what somebody says, and she'll kind of like half react to it. But she's not really following because of whatever's going on in her mind, causing her. It might be physical, but you guys can't tell anything.
And someone cast detect magic.
Yeah, someone's cast detect magic, detect thoughts, detect evil.
I'm gonna try and detect thoughts on the head guy here.
Sure.
See if he'll.
You can do that just before you guys leave if you want. You'll do a little thing and ring the bell, and he can come back out.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a will save, correct?
Oh, I gotta.
I'm pretty sure
Well,
it is.
Yeah, it's a DC 17.
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it is.
I'll do a lay on hands on her to heal what's already been scratched, assuming that she'll just scratch again later. But at least it'll start off as a clean spot.
Okay. All right.
Also, I don't think she has this condition, but if she does, it removes the shaken condition.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. She's not shaking. She's
Right.
maybe a little manic.
But that's the healing the wound receives.
Okay.
Assuming it's a regular wound.
Yeah. If you guys don't let her start scratching it again, she maybe. I don't think she'd have like any hit point damage. She's just gonna wait for the skin and the fur to heal. But you're not really sure about this actual constant itching that she's going through.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I have that can
You
solve that.
don't see anything like a parasite or some sort of like an eczema or anything like that. You don't really detect anything that. So you look at it.
That's worms.
Yeah, you look at it. When you go to strap her back up, she's like, fuck, I didn't get to scratch it. It's
It's interesting. We adopted a brand new kitten who we learned had ringworm, and one of the symptoms is extreme itching. So, do you have ringworm?
she doesn't have ringworm. There's no that's a parasite. She doesn't have any physiological.
Right. I just found that coincidence is too much to not at least to ask.
Okay, and just as you guys are getting ready to go and you ring for the doctor and stuff again, you can do your spell. And surface thoughts are well, it was good that they came to see her. He seems genuinely happy that she has friends that care about her, and he thinks that might be helpful to her. And he's wondering about maybe lessening the sedation and seeing if she'll be able to get some sleep now that you guys have visited without having, like, he's going through a bunch of medical things in his mind about her treatment. And he also seems quite impressed with you guys. He's like, he sort of knows you by name, based on the descriptions that Per's given. Some people he's trying to place who you are. Like maybe introductions weren't completely given. Like he's looking at Sasha and Mims specifically. He's not really sure. But he says it's good. Like the more visitors that she gets, maybe the greater relief she'll get. He does seem genuinely concerned for her. He also does want to get back to his work. But you do have a clear view of his mind, and it is categorical, and he is an actual doctor. He is thinking in medical terms and about the well-being of his patient.
Are there any tracks around here?
There's all kinds of, like, on the trails.
Like the doctor said, he doesn't get very many visitors, so I'm assuming there's no tracks going up to the Sanatorium, or only a few for the gardener or whatever there is.
Yeah, you can check when you leave.
Okay.
Dr. Habe says, well, it was, we're going to get Per back to her room and get her to have some rest. Thank you all for coming. And Per says, it's so good to see you. Hopefully I'll be back in town in the next few weeks. And Dr. Habe agrees. He says, well, hopefully you don't harm yourself, and we can get to that point. It may take a little longer than you thought, though.
Okay.
And if you ask, too, like, she's not paying for this at all. This is the doctor's doing this because this is what the doctor does.
That's good healthcare, huh?
Yeah, it's like in Canada.
So, do any of the patients there pay, or he's doing this all on his own?
Most of it's funded by himself.
Okay.
Restoration or something isn't going to get rid of a geese or equivalent if that's what the effect is, right?
If it's a geese or a gesh, I don't think restoration would do it. It would definitely get rid of a bunch of conditions, though, right? If I'm not mistaken. Lesser restoration or a full restoration.
Well, we probably just have access to lesser restoration.
Well, you never know. Sasha's a man of many talents.
I can restore an eidolon, but I can't restore a human.
Lesser restoration, magical effects, 1 ability score, and fatigue and exhausted.
Okay, so no.
We haven't seen or heard of anybody else other than Per and the doctor, then, right?
You've seen an old man up in the window on the second
Up in the
floor.
windows, yeah.
Yeah.
No
But he wasn't waving to us.
No.
You can't read
No.
his thoughts?
No one's acting like Hannibal Lecter.
No. The man upstairs, if you ask about him, his name is...
Bob.
Let's see here. It is a man named Wald. He is Dr. Habe describes him as he's a 97-year-old man whose tenacious grip on life is matched only by his senility. He says the other man, there is another permanent tenant on the second floor, is a farmer who had lost his sight to a goblin attack. His name is Sedge, and the dangerous tenant upstairs is Pidgeot.
How long has Pidgeot been here?
Several years, and there's no hope for his release. And it is in the best interest of society that he not get out.
Did he kill somebody?
I don't know for sure, but he most definitely would if given the chance.
Yep. Okay.
The most humane thing is to keep him comfortable and visit with him from time to time to relieve his loneliness. But other than that, it's beyond my art.
Okay.
Well, it's good meeting you. Hopefully,
Well,
we'll see our
hopefully,
friends back in town soon.
hopefully you come back soon. And the any donations you may wish to make, or any assistance, or if you see anybody in town who may have suffered a trauma due to what's occurred as of late, we're always out here. A lot of people forget that we are, but
How do you get supplies?
we have it sent in from Magnamar.
Oh, okay. The other way.
I'll give
says
him
I-
5 gold pieces.
Oh, thank you very much.
One for each patient, he said.
That's most kind of you. It is appreciated.
If you're still reading his mind, he's not thinking about spending it on fancy brandy or anything, right?
No, he's keeping the books in his head. Yep, that will go towards some new linens or something like that.
So I will give him a gold and 5 silver.
Oh, he's you're more than generous. Just if you just leave it on the desk on your way out, I won't hover over you. Your goodwill is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for your visit. I have duties to attend to. Thank you so much. And he lets himself into a door that looks like it might go upstairs. So you have the run of the place if you want on the first floor. If you want to peek around, there is the caretaker outside who's still raking leaves. A lot of leaves in this part of this time of year.
Here I can wander around to the main floor.
Yeah, the main floor is let's see here. Let's see here. Let me set up a mask. Okay, so I will share this map with you guys. You should only be able to see Habe Sanatorium on the ground floor. The rest should be masked out.
Yep.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so the A4, that's the area where the meeting took place. That was like the kind of like the restroom sort of thing where people were going to be congregating and relaxing together. A1 is like a porch. A2 is the greeting area. A3 is where the doctor came from.
His office, yeah.
His office, yep. A4, A5 look like the you maybe seen the orderly go into his own room, and the other rooms are just like for storage.
No magic in the rooms.
No magic in the rooms.
Is the door to his office locked?
Yes. Give it a little tug on the way out.
I just thought I'd test it because it'd be interesting to see if he's got degrees in the wall and the like, but if it's locked, I'm not going to force it. And there's a basement?
Nope.
Okay.
Just an
So
upstairs.
he just showed 2 sets of stairs, so it's the second floor and the third floor then.
Well, you don't see that set of stairs because it's behind a door that you can't get through.
Ah, okay. So these 2 doors are also locked.
The one door is the door that he went to, and you imagine that's a set of stairs. The other door is probably some kind of closet or something like that.
Okay. So the one that he went up with is not locked. He just opened the door and went up the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. But the other one is some sort of closet is locked,
Yes.
and his office is locked. Everything else is open.
Yes.
And how well is this place kept?
Very well.
Spotless. Yeah.
In fact, when you were when you guys were there, the caretaker was coming around. The other one, the inside caretaker, was coming around with a mop and a bucket, cleaning the floors.
Very good.
Other than his initial feeling of uncomfortableness, and you kind of got the vibe at the end that it was time for you guys to leave. Nothing seemed out of place.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think we're done here. It's good to see it.
All right.
We do want to look when we leave.
Yes, we look for you leave, check for tracks and stuff like that, and you could do it like right in front of the groundskeeper or try and hide it, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'll walk out and check it. I won't be completely obvious, but I'm not going to hide it.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see once you get away from the building, you don't see like any signs other than your own. Near the building, you only see 2 sets of footprints, and they look like they match up with the caretakers.
Okay. Well, it's a good roll.
Yep, that's
We need 2 of his undead.
okay. Now you find nothing extra.
Yep. All right, I guess we head back to town.
All right, back to town. The days go by. You guys do your normal routine and that kind of thing. You get the vibe that Hemlock is kind of dealing with something a couple days before he comes to you and says, early in the morning on the 31st, Alexis is always the first one up. She's doing her thing. Rampa always joins her just after dawn.
Just in time for tea.
Not quite as early.
Yeah. Well, you got to pray at dawn. That's when is the best time to do so.
Hemlock comes to find you. And normally, like, he'll wait for you guys to get to the garrison and do your thing. You guys let yourself in and out, do whatever you want. He comes to find you, and it doesn't look like he's slept. And he says, you might want to gather your team. He looks grim.
Okay. I assume everyone's staying at the Red Dragon Inn. Is anyone staying somewhere else?
Yeah, the Rusty Dragon Inn is free accommodations for anybody. I think Ratatouille and Sasha have their own digs in town. But if they want to stay at the Rusty Dragon, they are more than welcome to. That strapping gentleman that I just showed you, that is Sherriff Hemlock. There was another picture before. This is what he looks like. This is how he gears up now in a full set of chainmail, and he's got a bastard sword. And he's I don't know if I ever described Sherriff Hemlock to you. He's a Shoanti man. Shoanti is the Galarian, Varisian equivalent to maybe like a native North American. They are the native people to this area, and a lot of them have been displaced over the years because of Imperial Taldorians and Chilaxians coming over and that kind of stuff. There are Varisians who are also native, and they're kind of analogous to like maybe the Roma people. I don't know if it's like a slur to say gypsies, but like the Vistani from Ravenloft, the Travelers. They kind of lead that sort of nomadic lifestyle. They who sometimes settle in like towns and stuff like that get the reputation of being thieves. There's a group that kind of lends credence to that. They're called the Zarni. It's kind of like an organized crime outfit based on people of Varisian birth. But Sherriff Hemlock is a Shawanti. You know that for a fact Hemlock is not a Shawanti name. But he's gotten way more serious since the goblin attack and stuff like that. He's roaming around in a full set of chainmail, and he looks grim this morning. And he asks Alexis, maybe gather your team, whoever's available. And
Go to the people that are in Rusty Dragon Inn that are easy to contact. And
okay.
Get together them up.
All right.
I'll assume we know where our buddies that don't.
Mims is the one that brought you out the tea.
Oh, that works. Then you're right there.
And the
It,
he says when you can meet me over at the mill.
the mill.
The mill. I will show you which one on the map. The Sandpoint lumber mill, in fact. Not to be confused with the Scarnetti Mill. The Sandpoint lumber mill, if you consult the map, I don't know if you have that one saved or not, is right here on the map. It is it's owned by the Scarnettis. It's basically the only lumber mill in town. You hear talk. You've had a few weeks in town and stuff like that since things have calmed down. Whenever the mill gets brought up over the last 6, 8, 12 months, there's been mysterious fires at rival mills outside of town. Like the last one that burned down. And you guys saw it as you guys went past to visit Per. It was called the Cougar Creek Mill, and that one burned down probably about 4 months ago. And there's talk that the Scarnettis had their hand in it, but of course can't prove anything. And the only ones who have profited from the only open mill for this kind of stuff have been the Scarnettis. But as unfortunate as the event that was, it's unfortunate. It's fortunate that there's still a mill operating. But anyway, Hemlock has told you guys if you could gather and meet me at the mill.
Okay. So we'll do the best we can in getting everybody together, assuming that those that aren't in the Rusty Dragon have told us where to go to get them.
Okay.
And,
Let's assume everyone's there.
all right, let's go to the mill.
So there's a couple guards out front, and it's early. Like this is even early for Sandpoint, who's a bunch of early risers. There's a couple guards out front, and
Probably would notice this because Alexis is up early every morning. It's like something seems really odd here.
no, this is early. Like this is so early that people aren't generally up at this point in time. It's early. You get up like probably an hour before everybody else anyway. So you're there to greet the rising sun and that kind of stuff. So there's nobody really on the streets or anything. There's a couple guards at the mill entrance, and they Sherriff Hemlock, and he comes out and he says, "First, let me thank you again for all you've done for Sandpoint. It's fortunate you've proven yourself so capable because we have a problem I think you can help us with. A problem I wish I didn't have to involve anyone with, but one that needs dealing with now before the situation grows worse. Put simply, we have a murderer in our midst, one who I fear has only begun his work. Since some of you doubtless remember the late unpleasantness, how this town nearly tore itself apart in fear as Chopper's slayings went unanswered, I'm afraid we might have something similar brewing now. Last night, the murderer struck at the sawmill. There's 2 victims, and they're in pretty gruesome shape. The bodies were discovered by one of the mill workers, a man named Ebor Thorne. And by the time my men and I arrived on the scene, let's kill this because I haven't got to this part yet. I've got my men stationed there now, keeping the mill locked down. But the thing that bothers me isn't the fact that we have 2 dead bodies inside. It's the fact is actually the second set of murders that we had in the last few days, which is a surprise to you because you guys have kind of been working hand in hand with Sherriff Hemlock. He went out a couple days ago, and he was gone for a few hours, but he didn't really say much. He didn't seem too troubled by anything. So he didn't really share anything. So they come to you for help in this matter. My men are good, but they're also green. They were barely able to handle themselves against the goblins, and what we're facing now is an evil far worse than goblins. I need the help, but I'm afraid you'll need the help too. You see, I'm afraid this particular murderer knows one of you as well. And he hands a piece of paper to Alexis.
Well,
Tinder's like, not it.
And it's
she just reads it out loud, not even thinking that it might be personal in any way, shape, or form.
it's to you on the back. It says Alexis, and then your last name, Alexis Nova, and it says, "We have spoken of this before, my master. Now it begins. Join the pack, and it will end your lordship."
Does anyone know who your lordship is?
Well, I don't get called that too often, but you know.
I know. How about this brand new rank I spent in knowledge nobility?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I know who your lordship is?
No, you don't. I think the only nobles in town were Lonjitsu. He's now dead. There is Kendra Deverin, who's the Lord Mayor. Or not, maybe not the Lord Mayor, just the Mayor, I think, is what she goes by. There's the Scarnettis, who own the mill. And one other noble family I can't quite remember. It's not important to the adventure. Let me see here. It's probably on the map. Valdemar.
To hand it back to the sheriff because she views it as evidence. So, thank you for letting me see this. Any companions that wish to see it, she'll gladly hand it to them. But I read it, I looked at it, put it in the pile of evidence. I don't know who this person is, but they spelled my name correctly.
They did. They seem to know you.
So, like, I'm trying to remember, like, a conversation I had with a creepy person, and it escapes me, but does anybody remember such a conversation that I might not personally be remembering? Nobody.
Crickets.
Good, I'm not the only one. I don't feel too bad then.
Yeah.
Mims has no idea what you're talking
But
about.
yeah, it would have happened prior to meeting y'all out, I'm sure. It would have been when we were in town before.
Mims is like, but Tinder's like, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
What were the other 2 murders?
He says we'll get to that first, or we get to that next after come inside and
Yeah, we're here.
Okay.
Let's look at what we got here, and
yeah,
then we'll.
and then I'll go
Yep.
over the rest with you.
We may have to go over to Chopper's Island too, see if we can pick up anything there. If
Chopper.
this is related to him.
I don't know if it is. Why don't we just, before we jump to anything, we'll just take a look.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so the mill is right along the river. Go inside. Let's see here. Let's see here. The murder scene. The mill interior is coated with sawdust, strewn with footprints and splashes of blood. Let's see here. You can definitely, without a doubt, see a woman sawn in two from the large machine that is used to split logs.
We're after a magic user.
You can definitely see a man hanging on a hook that's used to like hang lumber and equipment. He has his shirt torn open. He has a 7-pointed star carved into his chest. He has his lower jaw removed, as well as the skin from his face.
Wow.
Obviously with the skin off the face, it makes it harder to recognize him. But
He
also,
says,
as we know-
Sheriff Hemlock says that's Benny Harker. He is the manager of the mill. The man that found them, Ebor Thorne, he's over at the garrison right now. He's in a cell. We've questioned him. I don't believe he was involved, and we have another suspect in custody. But let's just take a look around here, and we'll see what we come up with. The other victim, the young lady, that is Van Vinder's daughter, Katrine. You might know Van Vinder. He's the proprietor of the general store. He has another daughter named Shayless.
Oh, yeah. Is this the buxom one or the other one?
This is the other one.
Oh, a nice one.
The air quotes nice one.
The gentle one, yeah. Okay.
Didn't Ratatouille fight the father?
Yes, he certainly did.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
He absolutely did. And he's not welcome in his store.
Okay, so we'll do some perception checks and possibly heal checks to see if there's any, other than the sign of the star, if there's anything about that is unique or identifies either the weapon or the abilities. Like, was it a butcher?
Speaking of that star, who took the necklace?
Moi.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, heal check coming up.
There's my
look,
perception.
It's a bloody mess in here. That's all I saw.
Yeah, it is a bloody mess. Perception, heal. All right.
There's my heal.
Is there any carrion activity?
What do you mean?
Depending on the state of decay and how long they've been here, it'll depend on what critters have shown up.
Okay, I see. Give me a perception check. It's not exactly what but you're kind of on the right trail.
'Cause, with the knowing the
Yeah.
cycle of life.
Right. Okay. So it's almost. This is a gruesome scene, and of course, there's the smells of the world. You're going to get assaulted by that. It's not. They haven't been dead long enough to begin to putrefy. But there is an odor, almost like there might be a lingering dead animal somewhere. It's got that kind of underlying stench.
This is Tinder's job. Scent. He smells so much stuff. Got it.
Okay, so even with that,
scent, he's like.
Yeah, with that, he goes over to an axe that is laying on the ground near where the woman is. It's kind of off to the side on the other side of the log splitter. It looks like there's some. It looks like it was recently caused some damage. It's like a little hatchet.
It looks like that was what was used.
No, it
Mims
does
will point
not.
it out.
Oh, it doesn't.
Mims-
No, Mims points it out, and then anybody who checks it, there's a couple hunks of flesh on that hatchet that are kind of like graying and decaying, and that's where this dead smell is coming from.
Does it look like the person was trying to defend themselves against something that might have been putrefied, like
Maybe
an undead?
it's quite possible. Darsel, you know that you're examining Benny Harker's body. You can tell that the skin from the face was removed with an extremely sharp, maybe smaller bladed weapon. Maybe an extremely sharp flinting knife or something along those lines. But it was also hardy enough to remove the jaw.
Wow.
It's possibly a scalpel.
Quite possibly even like a really thick, long razor. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Do we know anybody in town that would have such a weapon?
I don't know if there's a barber in Sandpoint or not.
Does it look like it was done with skill?
Yes, it does.
And can I do like a quick track around that? Like just look for tracks around that area?
For sure.
Yeah, and I'll do the same.
Okay. Yeah, give me let's just assume that you pretty much did that as soon as you walked in before everyone started trumping all over stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Rampa and Alendrill.
Oh, show off.
Yeah, look at that. All right.
You stay away for 2 weeks and then you show me up.
Yeah, whatever, Dexter. All right.
Whatever.
A DC 10 survival check reveals what should be obvious, that a desperate struggle took place here several hours ago. If the check succeeds by DC 10 or more, the character can tell that one set of prints in particular is not only barefoot, but reeks of rotten meat. Harker's body and Katrine's body and the suspicious act also have like the faintest smell of that rotten stench, but they both have shoes on.
So with detect evil, am I locating an aura?
Yes, it's faint. It's fleeting now. Like something desperately evil took place here several hours ago.
I'll share that with Group Hey. I'm detecting an aura of evil.
Was she missing her jaw too?
She was not.
Do you have Speak with Dead? Anyone?
As we look at the paladin.
Nope.
I have trouble speaking with the living.
What a level 1 spell? I mean, if it is, I could pray for it for tomorrow, but I have to look at the list to see if it's level 1 available for that level.
Darsel, you can
so.
give me a knowledge religion check too if you have that one handy.
Oh, I could do that too.
Okay, yeah, and Alexis.
You're talking how the assailant was barefooted. Besides Mims in the room, are there any other tracks that are barefooted? Like, can I trace them?
Yes,
See
you
where they
could.
went?
Rampa and Alendro can trace them.
Yeah.
See if we can track it.
And let's get Darsel. You're not 100% what this is. The flesh on the axe, and it might be from somebody undead. Like there might have been something undead involved, which kind of backs up what Alexis is kind of sensing. There might be somebody. There might have been something undead involved. You're also getting a sense of evil with regard to Benny Harker's body. There's a very palpable, lingering aura of corruption.
From him or from the wound and the like?
From the wound, specifically.
Not from him personally. Okay.
So you trace the barefoot, and it seems to lead up a set of stairs up to a second floor.
Well, let's go.
Yep.
Speak with Dead is a cleric 3rd level spell. It's not on the paladin list at all.
Yep, I didn't think so.
Yep.
We don't have 3rd levels yet.
And you follow the footprints, and it looks like they may have been like wet at some point. They're kind of like drying, and you get up to the second floor, and you can see like an open window. They kind of come from that open window.
And the lingering auras supporting this path that the trackers are following, correct?
The aura is gone once you get upstairs. Like you can't sense it. You think it. You don't really know, but there's definitely some sort of connection with Harker's body that's causing the aura to linger. It is definitely palpable evil. It may have been really strong at the time, and you can.
That's the one that they drew the 7-sided star on his chest, right?
Yes. The as Broderick Quake tells you, that is the Sihedron.
Is there something particularly evil about that symbol, or is it the intent behind it that I'm detecting?
I don't know if we can specifically do that.
Okay. That's fair.
Is there any lingering magic and detect magic?
No magic.
When we trace this thing back to the window, does it look like it came through the window and downstairs?
Yes, it looks like you give me another survival check at the window.
Have the guidance.
Have the guidance. Give yourself +1. And Alan Joe can help. And, you don't need any help. You guys are.
If it's undead, that's a 29.
Okay, so you can see indications that something humanoid climbed through the window from the outside, from the river and the marsh.
From the river, yeah. Okay.
Beyond.
Is the sheriff in the room with us while we're doing all this?
He's probably just trying to stay out of your way right now, but he can answer any questions you may or may not have.
Have there been any sightings of strange things, people, whatever, that we need to be aware of? Did the neighbors say they saw someone lumbering down the street, or someone walking like they're dead?
Yeah, we haven't heard anything like that.
What about a horrific odor?
Where did the tracks go after they hit the body?
They come back up here and they climb back out the window.
Oh, okay, so there's
it's both ways.
Back out the window?
Okay.
Back both ways, down to the river.
Who needs storage?
Okay.
How long of big of a drop is it from here to the ground?
It's a good 25-foot drop. It's a big mill.
Is there a rope or anything, or
No.
an easy way to climb down?
It looks like a pretty tough climb, like maybe a DC 15 or 20.
Mims does.
Do I see any gnawing or scratches along the side of the wall, as in it climbed itself up?
Yeah, definitely.
Outside?
Definitely climbed up from the outside in through the window and left via the window down to the river.
Now, is the outside ground before it goes to the river, or is it straight into the river?
It's straight to the river because that's how the splitters and that is powered by the river. Yep. But there is a little walkway that goes out to the river where you see on the map. There's like little booms of lumber and stuff like that.
Yep.
All right. Go back down.
Go back down.
And go out the walkway and see if I can how close I can get to where the cracks went down.
Okay, and then follow them again. Give me another check.
If I pick it up, yep.
Yeah.
Have a guidance.
All right.
Nope, can't find them.
Oh, you guys can still.
It's 19.
Let's call that an assist and yeah. They look like they get to the edge of the pier and then they disappear into the water.
Okay.
Looking back up the river, what do I see in that direction?
In that direction, it's just like a little marshy area. There's a bunch of bushes and stuff across the way. You know that there's a bridge not far from here. You could cross the river up at the bridge and then walk down along the shore on the other side if you wanted to.
Yep, I do.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Right. If this is Lexus asking the group, and you can correct me if I get the wording wrong, but if we're facing something that's undead, and it could climb this wall, and it could come through the river and then leave and only kill these 2 individuals, what kind of undead creature are we dealing with? Probably not a
Yeah, but
zombie, right?
Ghoul, skeleton.
Yeah,
Zombie?
yeah. So
we should also check and see if they came to loot or steal something and wound up murdering people that were there.
right.
Well, I mean, it's still half of their face and skin.
But
Yeah.
probably
Why would
not.
an undead steal body parts and skin?
Was there only one set of tracks?
Yes.
Okay. Because whatever it was, if they came to steal,
It was
they made no attempt to do anything other than kill 2 people and leave.
It was definitely the barefoot. And based on what you've seen, the barefoot spent more time in front of Benny Harker doing whatever grisly task it was doing with the blood and to carve that into his chest and take his face and carve his jaw.
An artistic zombie, right?
Could-
So
Katrine Vinder looked like there's some footprints around there, but it looks like maybe it was just incidental.
Why were they
Does he have
here
any-
so late? I'm assuming the mill runs at all hours.
Yes, that is a good question. A question for perhaps Ebor Thorn.
he's not present. He's over in holding, right?
He is.
Yeah. Okay, we can
Definitely ask
definitely
that question.
talk to him after this.
Yeah,
But I think you're correct. We do need to look at other places, see if there is any other individuals harmed that we don't know about yet.
So when you get to the other side of the river, Rampa and Allendrill, if you guys are going, and Mims, you might want to give me a survival check.
+2 on this as well. Oh,
Okay.
can't beat that.
Rampa. Okay, so you don't pick up the tracks so much as it's more like you're kind of sensing, like you kind of put yourself in the killer's mind. You know, if you were over here, what would you be looking for? And you find the perfect spot for spying on the mill, and just kind of follow it to a little place in the bushes. And that at that point, that's where you see the footprints leading to the river, and you see a set of footprints in like a little area of bushes where someone could hide and watch the mill. And at this area, you get the distinct odor of decay,
rotting flesh.
and you see the bare feet, and they've been here probably for, just based on the indentations and that kind of thing, probably for several hours, maybe waiting, spying the mill.
Did the footprints come back here?
No, they did not.
Are they the same footprints?
They are.
How did they get to this spot? Did they come
Oh,
from
the
the
water.
river as well?
They
It
went.
was swam. Walked right through the river.
You don't see an initial set of footprints coming to this area. You just see them leaving this area, going to the river, and then not returning.
Okay, did they appear in the middle of nowhere, or did they seem to come out of the water? Pardon me.
They seem to go into the water. You don't see
No,
any...
but when they originally they appeared out of nowhere, like if something was summoned,
Yes.
it would appear. In the
Yeah,
middle of
not
nowhere.
like that. But you don't see the initial set of tracks.
Okay.
You can follow further up the river if you want and look for the
I think
initial.
we need to talk to the other guy first, I think.
Okay. Is there anything else that you guys want to know about the crime scene?
Is there any
hints
indication-
of animal?
But
Any hints of like animal activity around
Yeah.
this area? I'm assuming due to the smell that a lot of it probably ran off.
Yeah, but there's still birds around and stuff like that. Places, animals haven't completely abandoned the area.
The smell, putrid smell, is that like carrion smell
Yes.
that would attract? Okay, not something that would even scare those types of creatures away. It's so bad.
It's a foul, rotting smell, like a dead animal.
It would attract the carrion birds, though.
It might.
does anybody have holy water? Because maybe we could pour it on the Sahedron that's on the body. It sounds like there's something either cursed or there's something that's done about that that's made it evil. Because the symbol itself isn't evil, to my knowledge.
Well, it's just a lingering effect that's dissipating as we're speaking.
What you know about the Sahedron? It was Broderick Quink seems to think that it was an important symbol in Thessalonian society. It was like their symbol of rulership.
So someone to carve it into somebody's body, they obviously revere the symbol even now. So it's
it's odd that it keeps coming up.
Yeah.
Yep. But to leave that kind of a strong presence of evil implies there's more to it than just somebody carving it up.
Yes.
Right. Is there a way to get it may not be possible, but the tunnels underneath the city were more towards Wrath. Is there a way to get the feeling of is it lean towards that, or is it a different feeling, like maybe Sloth or?
Yeah, I mean, if you check on Harker's body, it looked like there was a struggle. He has wounds like scratch marks and that kind of thing, but he's got claw marks on his throat and stuff like that. But maybe he got subdued and killed and then hung on hooks and then all this other stuff happened to him. But this doesn't look like... yeah, well, it's hard to say. There's another party involved that poor Katrine Vinder is sawn in half. I'm not really sure what the connection there is.
Magic trick gone wrong.
But it looks like, for some reason, Benny Harker was displayed in this manner.
Yeah, it was intentional because they laid in wait to find him.
Do we know anything about him that would piss off somebody to do this to him?
Does he have any known enemies?
Yeah.
Hemlock says that he was just the manager. He doesn't own this mill. The Scarnettis own the mill.
Yeah, it sounds like the mafia.
Yeah, exactly. He says that
the girl was supposed to be paired up with somebody. Was it him or was it someone else?
I don't know if
she was here at the middle of the night. Maybe somebody thought that was something funny was going on, and here we are.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever learned exactly who she was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I knew I could have sworn when we had the discussion about the sister that the father was saying he was proud of this daughter because she'd gotten herself in with someone good and couldn't get that for the other daughter.
Yeah, it might have been.
If it was this guy or if it was a different guy. I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been a different guy. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm trying to remember something we did with level 1, so it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm the same. Because it's going to come up because Van Vinder is in jail at the Sandpoint Garrison along with Ebor Thorne. Yeah.
Ask the sheriff, does he know his daughter's current status right now?
Yeah, he says I'm not up to date on that with all the other stuff going on. Personal relationships, I really haven't.
Yeah.
Benny Harker, though, he's the manager of this mill, and there's talk. Of course, I investigated all the fires that took place in all the other mills that were the rivals of the Scarnettis, and we didn't. They were intentionally set, but I couldn't specifically place it on anybody. The finger points towards the Scarnettis, but they're one of the
Everybody's mill but his. Burned, right?
Yeah. They're one of the 4 ruling families in town, and the other 3 ruling families didn't seem to have a problem with it. So, and as far as I know, Titus Scarnetti has an alibi for every night. I mean, not that he would do it himself, but I don't know if he's... Benny Harker was involved with any of that. As far as I know, he was just the manager here at the mill.
And what's the father in jail for currently?
Potentially for murder. We've with his daughter being here and stuff like that. I went to tell him and he assaulted me before I had a chance to really ask him any questions. So hauled him off.
Oh, she's
what
probably
kind-
going to be hostile to us, for sure.
Maybe not. We're different.
Well,
Maybe, well, he recognized if we are connected to Ratatouille, he won't.
Yeah.
But the other two are not. So maybe this is a task for Mims and Sasha to talk to him.
And I think we definitely need to talk to them both, though.
Yeah.
I want to know what kind of role you want from me.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see anything. It doesn't look like there's any indication that there's something dead nearby. If that's like, there doesn't seem to be a gathering where they're.
I don't know if it would be following the smell.
Yeah.
So that's why I was curious.
No, nothing like that. But there are some nearby if you're able to like talk to them and stuff like that. I don't know what kind of.
No, I can't talk to them. I'm not allowed to. Do that.
You can talk to them, just they won't have much to say.
Can't understand them.
Yeah. All right.
Therein lies the problem.
Yeah, let's hide down there and talk to them.
Okay, so let's do Ebor Thorn first. So Ebor Thorn, young man who works at the mill. He's Harker's partner. He's handsome, a bit narrow-faced, still in shock. He's got some blood on him and stuff like that. He discovered the bodies when arriving at work this morning. Hemlock says he interrogated him. He was pretty shook up. Didn't seem like he was the guy. I mean, he's been through a lot, so maybe go easy on him. But yeah, take a look. I looked at his fingernails. He didn't have any like blood under his fingernails or anything like that. It looks like maybe he might have tried to help get Harker down, but it was too bloody, and he maybe stopped. I don't.
Are we talking to him in a place where?
Yeah, on the way back. On the way back.
Father won't hear what we're discussing.
Yeah, you guys are talking on the way back to the garrison, stuff like that. After the crime scene gets locked down. Once the mill's going to be closed, everything will be nailed shut for the day, so you guys can come back and check out later on. But Hemlock says it's probably best to like get the bodies out of there.
Oh, why is that leaky?
What's that?
Sorry, just my dog bugging me.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you had a question for me. Yeah, maybe best to get the bodies and get them away from there before the public gets up. Unless you guys want to keep the scene as.
Do you have a morgue?
Yeah.
Is there a cleric in town that can do a speak with dead on it for the girl?
There is not a fifth level cleric. Fourth level. Priest of Desna, Father Xantus.
Well, tell him to get busy and level up.
Yeah, working right.
Okay, so he'll once you guys get back to the Sandpoint garrison, so your talk will be along the way. He'll send a couple men over there with a cart to bring the bodies over to the Sandpoint garrison and put them in the basement. There's a sub basement beneath the cells, just for now.
Right. Well, it's just so we save them in case something comes up. But
yeah,
then when that's appropriate, we can.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure they get proper burials and stuff like that. But he's gonna have them do it quickly, and he makes sure that they all have like sheets and stuff like that to cover up the bodies and stuff. And he gets a couple of his most veteran men, that the kind that won't balk at the bodies at the shape that they're in. So you, when you're walking, what do you want to talk to Hemlock about?
I think he's correct, and this seems more serious than the unpleasant.
Just walk us through how you found them. What time?
Ebor Thorn came to me covered in blood. Said there was 2 dead at the mill, and the first thing I thought was an accident, some dangerous machinery. And then my thought, I shouldn't admit this, but I thought to the Scarnettis. But this doesn't seem like anything I've ever seen before. I don't know what that symbol on Harker's chest is. You seem to have encountered it. You were talking about it quite a bit.
When he left town and discovered the other murder, did it leave bodies in this kind of shape?
That symbol was carved into their chest. There's 3 dead bodies.
Can we investigate those?
We'll get to that after. I'll give you the whole rundown on that. He says the reason why I didn't tell you about that a couple days ago is because it's 3 con men from Galduria and a Sarni, basically a Sarni thug. I thought it was just like a bad deal gone wrong. Maybe they had some business with somebody and then met their match. But it seems like there was another note, and and I'll walk you through that whole crime scene as well. We can even go out to the barn. But let's deal right now with Ebor and Van Vinder, so I can get them cleaned up and sent home.
Okay.
If we find they're not involved. Okay, so Ebor Thorn. He's in a holding cell. He's shook. He's got his head down. His hands are shaking. He's a young man, probably about 25. So,
has he experienced this shaken condition?
He definitely has.
So, I'll reach out. We can touch him. Is he close enough, or is he?
Yeah, you can open the cell and go right in. You have the keys.
Yep. Just touch him. Tell him it's gonna be okay. Just share the information you know, so we can get to the bottom of this. And we're not after you, but we do need the information you have.
I understand.
So, being the best diplomacy I can possibly do while touching him and relieving him of the
have a guidance.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of touching going on here.
Yeah, diplomacy.
Nice.
+1.
Nice.
So whatever that result was, and I'm going to do another lay on hands to help him not be shaken.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm rolling the heal check, but if he's damaged, he takes the healing. But the more important thing is the goodbye shaken.
Okay, so he seems to calm down significantly.
All right.
And he takes a deep breath. And
my friends have some questions for you. If you could help answer them, that would be great.
Okay. He describes how he was going in, or he was set to work early in the morning, and the reason why he knows it's Benny is he's got a tattoo on his stomach of a raven. That's how I was able to tell that was him. Otherwise, the face was missing, and that was Katrine. And Benny was carrying on with Katrine. I don't think he knew that I knew, but I'm there. I'm not dumb. Whatever else Benny had going on, he definitely was involved with Katrine. I don't know.
Did anybody have an objection to that?
I would have. I don't know. Maybe Van, but I don't know. This is beyond an angry father.
No, it wouldn't be a father, but it might be a rival.
Getting back to that, let me jump over to Ven's encounter, and we'll see what it says about Katrine. I don't know if this is like an extramarital affair. That might just be a red herring here. Let's see here. You can never find the building when you're looking for it. So let's just assume that she was involved with somebody. She's engaged to somebody, but she was carrying on with Benny Harker. I'm not sure who that person would be. I think that was the case, though. Fuck, I can never. There we go. General store. Okay. Okay. Oh, the romance between Katrine and that no good Harker from the lumber mill. Okay, so it's always been Harker. Okay. So there's no third party. There's no angry that you know of.
But Harker had a reputation for being no good.
No good. Yes. Now,
So
when
Daddy
you press,
probably didn't approve. Yeah.
when you press Thorn on that, he tells you that he's not 100%, but he's pretty sure that Benny Harker was cooking the books for some time.
Seems like normal behavior for this group.
For Scarzies, yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely normal behavior for the Zarni, from what you know of them. And even Alandril knows that the Zarni are not to be fucked with.
Not good people.
They're not. But having something like this, yeah, this is pretty extreme.
Yeah.
Well, the Zarni probably wouldn't carve the Sahedron symbol.
They wouldn't make a spectacle of it like this.
Yeah.
Too much attention.
You wouldn't think so, no.
Unless they wanted to show everybody that, hey, you don't steal from the Zarni, but like even this, like this isn't something that Hemlock would be. He's trying to hide it from the town so there's no panic. Like if you wanted the whole town to see it, you would do this out in the middle of town. You can give. Does anybody have like a knowledge local, or I would let maybe Alandril or Ratatouille, maybe the seedier side of town.
They do have knowledge local.
Yeah, you guys might be the only ones who maybe run in these circles. You hadn't heard any underpinnings of the Zarni having problems with the Scarnettis, or the Scarnettis being Zarni related or anything like that. But Ebor Thorn definitely thinks that Benny Harker was definitely stashing away some money from the sales from the mill.
Does Ebor have a history or any kind of rap sheet for bad behavior?
No, Ebor is actually he wanted nothing to do with any of that. So it's not worth it. It's never worth it.
Where was he stashing the money?
No idea.
Does he have a house in town?
Yes.
Go search the mill too.
Yep.
All right, let's see.
Just looking for tracks, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll have to search his house as well. There may be clues.
Okay.
Especially if this was targeted, he knows somebody else.
All right.
He walked in and found the bodies, but did you see like anyone walking out or walking down the street or anything like that looked suspicious?
No, nothing like that. You guys can head over to Harker's house and do a search if you want.
Yep.
There's the Ven Vinder. While you're here.
Talk to him
Yeah,
first.
exactly.
Yeah.
Here's Ratatouille's buddy, old Venny Vinder.
Yeah. I think.
You want to break the news to him, Ratatouille, or?
Yeah.
Sherriff Hemlock's already broken the news to him, and
Okay.
and he took a crack on the jaw for it. That's why. That's why
he did it.
That's why Vinder's here for
Yep.
assaulting the sheriff. When Sherriff Hemlock woke him up, it was on his way over. He was gonna come get you guys, but he had to first put Vinder in jail. Let him cool off in the cell. When he definitely woke the man up. There was no signs of any like bloody or anything out of place or anything like that. Vinder was completely shocked, and then his first reaction was rage, and he popped Hemlock, and Hemlock restrained him and dragged him over here. If there's any sign whatsoever of any of you guys, because he doesn't like when you come into his store at all. You called you guys jackals and deviants and that kind of stuff in the past.
That's why I think Nims.
All of us?
Yeah.
That's why Mim has to go in there.
Mims
Right,
and maybe
and
Sasha.
Sasha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had nothing to do with that daughter.
I mean, yeah. If you need me to go talk to somebody, I can try.
Yeah, you go and you question him. He gets angry. He doesn't suspect you guys are with the Sandpoint heroes, specifically. Not that he knows anyway. He doesn't have any information other than he had warned Katrine about Benny Harker. That going over there was going to lead to no good, but he didn't think it would lead to this.
Right, and Benny's probably not the one that slaughtered Habe.
No,
Yeah,
didn't get that vibe.
So why does he think we're all deviants?
Because you're friends of Ratatouille.
Well, that's true.
Company we keep.
I was going to ask a question. I forgot what it was. When?
Ven's wife also corroborated his alibi that he was at home all night. So he doesn't have any real information other than his daughter has been seeing. He suspected his daughter of seeing Benny Harker for quite some time. He didn't make her an honest woman, though. He gets mad about that.
Yeah.
well, does he know of anyone that has wanted to harm Benny that had the ability to do the things we observed?
He says he doesn't get involved in any of that stuff. Stays away from those deviants. Jackals. He starts getting riled up again.
And when he's saying that, he's talking about the whole Scarnetti.
He's talking about, yeah, people that he thinks are evildoers.
I don't think we're going to get much out of him. Maybe he needs to cool off a little more.
Yeah, he could probably chill out for a bit. Hemlock says, okay, come on. The bodies go downstairs and stuff like that, out of the sight of these guys. And he says, I'll describe for you now what we saw down at Bradley's barn a couple days ago.
Okay.
The first murders.
But there was another note.
There was.
This one's addressed to Rempa.
No, this one was addressed to. He shows you. Mrs. Mortwell, Hask, Habe. It says, and there's no blood on this one. Says a deal has come about that I need capital for. It involves property and gold, and though I'm not at liberty to tell you the exact details, it will make us all rich. Come to Bradley's barn on Cougar Creek tonight. We can meet there to discuss our futures. And
Sounds like
there's three murdered victims. Mortwell, Hask, and Habe. There was a fourth person involved. He said a couple of his men on patrol were assaulted by another man who was in a manic state. His name was Grace Sevilla. Grace Sevilla is a local Sarni thug, and Sevilla, once they got him to calm down and subdued him, was madly ranting about a murder. So they went to Bradley's barn and they found these three men much in the same state as Benny Harker. Hemlock says that when he went out to the scene, he thought it was like some kind of Sarny thing, based on the note and Sevilla's interaction, some kind of gang thing that went wrong. But what he did was Sevilla was in such a crazed state, and they were so close to Habe Sanatorium that they moved the bodies over to Habe Sanatorium, where Dr. Habe was going to give them a proper burial after examining them for any other further clues beyond what had initially appeared like a gangland thing gone wrong, and that he was going to try to maybe settle Sevilla down so we could get a proper assessment out of him. So basically, let's see here. See if I'm missing anything.
Lordship again. I compare handwriting to the two notes.
Yeah, same handwriting. He says that Tarch Mortwell, Leaner Hask, and Gedwin Tabe are notorious con men and swindlers, well known to Sherriff Hemlock as local troublemakers. He personally forbade the three men from operating their con games in town, and wasn't particularly surprised to find them murdered. Said it was the way they carried on. It was only a matter of time before something went wrong. But he wasn't sure of the significance of this symbol and the condition of their bodies. The bodies he gave over to the care of Aaron Tabe at Sanatorium, as well as the local Varisian thug Grace Sevilla. And he says we can go out there later today if you want.
Yeah. Who would your lordship be? Got to be powerful enough to get these three swindlers all to believe that they should go there. So it's not just anybody.
Yeah,
and the other letter was signed your lordship as well.
Nobody in town goes by that as their honorific, right? I mean, even the
no, even the nobles don't.
Yeah, so this is not something that's local to Sandpoint that we know of as far as like how to reference somebody.
Yeah, it might be something Magnamar. You don't know. There are some lords and stuff like that in Magnamar. A lot of
he's signing the letter with this too. Like usually when you interact with somebody, it's like that's what someone else calls them. They don't call themselves that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One thing that he was able to get out of Grace Sevilla was that he was hired by these men to protect him, just in case something went wrong, and that whatever went wrong, whatever happened, it was severe enough that it took out 3 guys plus a Sarny thug.
Is the scene at wherever this took place secured? Is this something we can examine, or is it?
Yeah, it's just it's an abandoned barn on the on Cougar Creek, not far from, well, probably about a mile or so from Habe Sanatorium. You probably, if you ever go down Cougar Creek way, you've probably seen it.
We were just at the sanatorium, so we probably walked by it and didn't even know. Huh?
Yeah, you probably walked by it. Probably noticed that there wasn't a farmhouse attached to it or anything like that. It's been abandoned for quite some time. It's a local place where the young folk tryst. On the hinterlands.
We should try that too.
What, the trysting?
Yeah. The spot where they tryst. Yeah, we should try that too.
The so it would be on the map. like kind of in this area here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Do we want to look at the house in
Yeah,
town?
I think we want to look at the house before we go out and check the other ones.
Let's cut to the chase. And do you find the money? It's going to be a DC 30. And I'm gonna make you roll instead of take 20.
Yeah. Can I help by aiding other?
Everybody's doing an individual search.
Oh, okay.
Oh, bother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Benny Harker's been embezzling from the Scarnettis for a while. He's got a real good spot.
Would survival give us any pluses if we could figure out where the area he was in?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I got to roll
not hit a
20.
30, so
You got to roll 20. Oh,
Not much point, but okay.
Well, if he was undead and I had guidance, that would have been a 30.
Nope. Damn.
yeah. Benny Harker wasn't undead.
I know. He's just dead now.
He's just dead. You know, I'm going to give it to you. Say you find 400 gold pieces.
all right. We were all aiding each other. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
exactly. You
Well,
guys
if we get some decent rolls.
can keep it, and maybe make an enemy of the Scarnettis, or
Well, did the Scarnettis know he was in?
How does
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. Maybe the Scarnettis did this.
I doubt it. There would have been no need for them to take out the girl as well, or to carve the 7-pointed Sahedron.
So you're going to keep the money?
What money?
400 gold pieces. Turn it over as evidence or keep the money.
Well,
It had no
As far as I'm
blood
concerned,
stains on it. So look good to me.
yeah. Finder of keeper, as far as I'm concerned.
All right.
We're investigating. He's part of the investigation.
All right. 57
So-
gold pieces each.
The question would be, who's he embezzling it from?
The Scarnettis.
So he's taking it from the Scarnettis. Which
Yes,
is a
this
criminal
is
element.
this
Okay.
is Ebor
This
Thorn.
is dirty money already.
Dirty money already. Ebor Thorn. It's initially clean money that the farmers and stuff like that, the people who are using the mill, paying for the services, were paying to the Scarnettis via Benny Harker, who was the manager, and he was skimming.
Alex takes her share, but puts it in a little pouch separate from her normal coins and sticks it in her bag.
Especially if you give credence to the tale that the Scarnettis might be responsible for several fires at several other mills over the last year or so.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to feel sympathetic for them, for somebody stealing from them.
Well, that's assuming they actually know that the money's there.
Yeah. Did that get distributed already on
Yeah,
our sheets?
it did.
Okay, gotcha.
So Hemlock tells you that, you'll definitely see. He describes where the barn is, and it says that nobody really goes up. We did our best to clean up after it, and the bodies are now at Habe Sanatorium, and as is Grace Sevilla, but he's whatever he's seen, he's completely off his rocker, and I wouldn't expect to get much out of him. He says, you're familiar with Habe? I can provide you with a letter of introduction saying that you're working on behalf of the town.
Well, the letter
Sure, that'll help.
would be a good thing.
Okay.
We did just meet him a day or so ago.
It was probably about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
I'm assuming this all happened after we visited the sanitarium, right?
Yeah, probably like 10 days after.
Yeah, okay. So the doctor didn't not tell us about having the bodies here because
No.
they weren't there yet.
Exactly.
Okay.
Any other things you want to do in town?
If we're going to talk to this guy that may not give us any information, he's in town, right?
He's at the sanitarium.
Oh, I gotcha. I understood. I understand now. Well,
You said
it's
you sent the
Sanatorium.
dead? Sorry.
Would there have been?
What's that, Alex?
Did you say you sent the dead bodies to the sanitarium?
He did. It was a lot closer than bringing them all the way back to town. And Aaron Habe's a doctor.
Talking about the
he's a-
3 that were at the barn, not
Yeah,
the
the
ones
3 that were at the barn.
Right. No, I got that. I'm just like, I wouldn't think you'd send dead bodies to a sanitarium.
They have a little cemetery there. You guys did notice it, for any patients that may have passed away. There was several headstones.
Well, if we're going to go down the path to look at the barn, it looks to me like it's on the way to the sanitarium anyway.
It definitely, most definitely is.
Yeah.
And you know the barn that he's talking about, he describes it to you, just before the little bridge that leads over Cougar Creek on the way to Habe's. Yeah.
There's nothing else to look at in town, clue-wise, before we go.
I had a thought.
Yes.
Okay.
Having been working in and out of the tavern, would there have been any gossip about Benny?
You didn't hear anything specifically.
Okay. Didn't know if people were talking. Because usually when
Yeah,
people like to talk about that kind of juicy gossip.
they do. But you get the impression that Benny and Katrine were kind of old news.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe heard about the mills. There might have been an old farmer in there bemoaning his bad luck that he has to go to the Scarnetti Mill, as opposed to the mill on Cougar Creek, or the mill by Biston's Pond, or But she's generally from maybe a farmer as opposed to like an actual worker in town.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, well, let's, do you guys have a thought that we may need to stock up on some holy water, since we think we're dealing with an undead?
Yep.
Father Xantus can probably accommodate you. He might have a stock of holy water laid by. Just take regular prices minus the discount, 10%.
I'll get 2
Okay.
vials.
I think they're 50 each, right? So it'd be 40 each.
20.
25?
25 each?
Okay,
Yeah.
so 20 each then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, you could turn the Scarnetti money into holy water.
Pretty much.
Clean. It's clean now.
Talk
Yep.
about laundering money.
Yeah. Put that on my sheet. I guess it's smarter to drag it, huh?
Do you? Yeah. Let me see here. Let me put some holy water in the party sheet. Actually, let's not do that one. That's the wrong one. I didn't consider the source. Let's do the core rules. And I'll just put 10 of them in there, and you guys can drag whatever you want to buy onto your sheet, and then I'll delete the rest after we're done.
So I got 2, so that means there's 8 left, right?
I can take some, but I don't know what. Yeah.
20 gold pieces each.
I'm not really a holy water kind of guy.
You're more like a stab with a naginata kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
I kind of want to put them in a position where they need holy water afterwards.
Yeah.
Though, based on the battles that you had, it might be helpful to have it because your fists aren't registered as deadly weapons with the incorporeal police yet.
You think if
Whereas
I poured some holy water at my fist, that would work?
I think if you splashed it on the shadows, you might have had an effective weapon as opposed to because you have dealt with incorporeal undead, and you need a magic weapon. I don't know who else has magic weapons. This didn't seem incorporeal though. It seemed quite corporeal.
Yeah, he was carved up with claws. That's not incorporeal. So how many people took holy water? I should take a look at that.
Darcel's on the list. Alexis?
2.
Yeah, I took a couple, of course. Always useful in my trade.
I'm gonna try to make my kukri +1.
Okay, so you could have time. You could have traded your the +1 short sword.
Okay.
I'll let you do that. We get rid of the short sword, and I'll give you a +1 kukri.
Cool.
Because I think we were going to do that anyway, right? I think that was kind of.
Yep.
Let's see here, kukri.
Yeah, we talked about that before. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see here. See if I have a +1. No. Okay, so let's just make your kukri magic. Let's see here. Where are we?
So if we can do that to weapons, I could trade the +1 longsword to make it a scimitar.
Yeah, if you'd rather have a scimitar, for sure.
Okay.
So kukri will make the bonus 1, bonus 1, and comma magic. Do you know how to do that on your sheet, Ray?
I open it up, put a 1 in the bonus section.
Yep, exactly. And don't worry about changing the prices and stuff like that.
Cool.
All right, cool. Anything else that you guys would have wanted to do over the last several weeks of downtime? Before all this popped up.
I think I'll buy a cold iron kukri as well.
Okay.
Right here.
Let's see here.
This will be 16 gold, I guess.
Okay, just put another kukri on your sheet and just change the values and in the hourglass, just type in cold iron, I guess. Yeah, there we go.
So 1.
Yeah, change that to your dexterity for damage. Let's see here, slashing. I'll make that cold iron. And stat be dexterity. And dexterity. That ought to do it. Yeah, that looks good. Unless you wanted to make it masterwork too. That's another 300 more on top of, I believe.
Might as well.
Okay. You got the cash?
316. I got it.
All right. Let's make that.
Take it away.
Masterwork kukri. Bonus 1. No, that's not bonus 1. It's properties is masterwork.
I think it's 300 for masterwork, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. There we go. That should do it. Should make you. Nope, didn't work. Attack bonus of 1. There we go. All right. Anybody else need help with a weapon or anything? or equipment?
I don't think I can afford that right yet.
All right. You can give yourself 5 gold pieces for your work at the inn. At the Rusty
Learning
Dragon.
valuable skills.
That's it. And earning a living.
So you were the one serving tea every morning?
Mm-hmm.
She's been helping.
Yeah, she's been learning.
Yeah, she's been helping Bethana Corwin, the halfling chief cook and bottle washer, while Amiko's trying to settle her father's estate and stuff.
Then you're probably aware of her affinity for the TNT specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Somebody who's up before you are in the morning.
That would be amazing. I think she'd be impressed.
I mean, if I'm bringing you tea, I'm up.
So we're doing the barn first.
Yep.
Since it's on the wall.
Do the barn first. It's been a couple days now, so it looks like the blood and stuff like that was just kind of only like hastily wiped out. There's still traces of it. Maybe they spread some sand or dirt over it and tried to clear it out that way. But there definitely was a lot of blood.
And I would expect that any kind of evil aura would have long dissipated by now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same with the lingering odor of rot. There's nothing like that here. Whatever happened in this barn, you'd take a pair of eyes that actually witnessed it now to probably be able to piece together what it was. Give us some survival checks though.
Who wants +1?
Yeah, this one's kind of important. So before you roll, let me know whether you're aiding or actually making the check.
I'm +8. You done?
Can I aid and give somebody
survival?
+1?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would like to aid and then give whoever's doing it a +1.
My survival is also +8.
Okay.
Okay, so we should both separately do it and then have her.
Yep.
I'm
50-50
aiding,
aid.
and I don't expect to be any help whatsoever.
Okay.
Nope.
Aiding.
You give them both. Yep. You can give them both +1.
And if it's undead, it's a +2 for me.
Okay.
And me too.
So
All right.
yeah, so it'd be 21 and 19 if it's undead. Otherwise, it's 19 and 18.
Okay, no problem. Alendro, same thing.
Oh, shit.
All right. So a lot of booted footprints here, but Rampa does spot like the ball and toes of a humanoid foot that was unshod. Just amidst all the chaos of people coming in and out, and there is one remaining footprint to indicate that there was a barefoot humanoid here at some point. You maybe see it in like a bit of blood that hadn't actually been kind of washed over with dirt and sand and stuff like that. You can kind of make out the toe prints and the ball of a foot.
That's on the outside.
That's on the inside of the barn.
Inside of the barn, okay.
Inside of the barn. And any footprints on the outside have been
Gone.
Yeah, the weather and people coming in and out and stuff like that. You do notice that the barn is conveniently close to the creek.
So apparently it likes the creeks.
Kind of like in this area. This is along the trail. This is the only structure that's relatively close to the creek.
This water is different than the water at the at Sandpoint.
Yeah, at Sandpoint it was the Tarandarok River. It's like a major river that runs all the way through Varisia, pretty much all the way, pretty much separates the north and south half of Varisia. It's a major river. Whereas Cougar Creek, it's kind of an extremely minor tributary that originates in the Ashen Rise and makes its way down to the ocean. At its deepest, it might get to be 10 feet deep in some spots when it's running high in the spring. Otherwise, it's a pretty modest creek.
Okay. Do we find anything else in the barn?
Nothing else in the barn. I mean, you can see areas on the wall where the bodies might have been pushed up against it.
Okay.
Anything carved in the wall?
Nothing.
Symbology?
No, nothing carved in the wall or anything like that.
Okay.
Any residual magic?
Nothing.
Well, let's go talk to this guy.
Okay.
You can tell by the way that the barn was swept up and stuff like that. There was a significant amount of blood here. So,
3 bodies worth, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
They might not have been completely exsanguinated. Benny Harker wasn't completely exsanguinated, but there was a significant amount of blood from what happened to him. So let's say it's around noontime now.
Sounds good.
It's probably another 15, 20 minutes to the...
We're all traveling by horse, right?
Yeah, probably another 15, 20 minutes to Habe Sanatorium. You can see now on the road, you can see some cart tracks that they used to wheel the bodies away. You can see the residual horse footprints leading towards Habe's and coming away from Habe's along the trail. That were up to the barn. Looks like the bodies were put into a cart. Heading towards Habe's, or are you going back to town?
I think
Yeah,
we're ready
Habe's.
to move on. Yeah, I don't think we can get much more from here.
All right.
So we're going to Habe's?
To Habe's. Let's...
I feel like we were just here.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago you were. Like, I'd say between 8 and 10 days ago. We could pin it down on the calendar to a specific day, but let's call it sometime between the 16th and the 21st of Lamachan. Pick a number. All right, let's call it the 21st of Lamachan. I'll put that in the log entry. Visit to Habe's. Visit per.
And we haven't seen Per since our visit. So
You
but we were
have
told
not.
weeks, so it's only been 1 week.
Yeah, it's barely been. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 10 days till now. It would have been 8 days to the first set of murders.
Yeah. Well, we could certainly expect to see improvement, but maybe not ready to go yet if we do see Per again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, look. There's a horsey.
All right. I think everybody is on the map. Let's park Shadow Mist and
I could see Sundancer and Shadow Mist getting along. I feel like we're both guarding these other horses that can't fight.
yeah, I would assume everybody's got a horse. If they don't have a horse, have a horse. Maybe Darcel's got like a cart or something like that.
Yeah, I don't like horses.
I don't blame you. Yeah,
ride with somebody because I don't know.
Yeah,
How good Mims is gonna be.
we could get like maybe a horse-drawn cart for Mims and Darcel.
All right.
Remember, Alexis has the
Yeah,
extra
fair
horse.
ride.
We had an extra horse that I gave to Mims.
Yeah. The
Mims doesn't know how to ride.
I did some research on your god there, Darcel. It's the god of dwarven weddings. Is there any chance that there's like a rolling kind
Are
of
you
chapel?
talking about having a
Yeah.
roaming chapel?
A
Oh my
roaming
God.
chapel, yeah, as I was thinking.
Yeah, dude, there's a thought.
Yeah, that's what Bolka is. Is the god
Vegas
of
on wheels.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that. Yeah.
Okay, are you? Is there like another aspect that I wasn't seeing that?
So instead of tying the knot, they tie the beard.
They tied the beards together.
Yeah, that's right. Together.
Well, yeah, that's a Jordan tradition.
All right. So let's say, let's say you got a cart. It's good enough. Let's move. Let's get Sundancer over here.
Everything looks black to me on the map.
Okay, so you should be able to just click on your character.
Yeah, I did.
If you can't find them. Okay.
Now, I see the characters, but everything's
Let's disable
black.
the
There we go.
lighting. There we go.
Now it works.
It's the daytime. We can all see. All right. So the front door to Habe Sanatorium is there. You know where it is. It's right here. Yep. Right there.
Did Orc come with us?
He can, yeah.
I mean,
He
I
just-
figured
he has many. So.
Yep. If
figured
you
he
want him,
tagged along.
you're paying him. If you're expecting trouble, he'll be there.
Tender likes him along because he has good fish in his pockets.
He might. All right, so the squat stone building that serves as a sanatorium has 3 floors under a stout stone-flagged roof and is built in the lee of the limestone escarpment known as the Ashen Rise. The doors are all wooden.
We should probably look around before we enter.
Yeah, one thing that you noticed the first time when you went in is kind of like the sour smell of burning incense. It was Habe explained it that found it soothed the most deviant minds.
Do we notice that now, or is it different?
Yeah, if you go inside, it'd be the same.
Anything different about the outside of the building?
Not at all. Other than there isn't a tiefling out on the walkway with a rake or anything.
Is there, if we go around the outside, is there any other doors? Any other doors, entranceways?
There's an entranceway on the far end of that porch.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go all the way around the building. There isn't any other entrances. You see windows. They're all like curtained and pulled closed.
Yep, that's what I'd expect. But
The other
I should check.
the other door is down
It's a
here.
big sanatorium.
It's a decent size.
Yep.
You know, for
Yeah.
an individual to.
And I didn't see any tracks near the like if there was a hidden entrance, there would be tracks going into it.
No, you didn't see anything like that, but you did see. It looks like the cart and the horses
Yep.
from the bodies a couple days ago did come up to here, and
Okay.
the little cemetery. There did not seem to be any fresh activity in that cemetery.
That's strange.
So the bodies are likely still inside being examined, or
Yeah, but that's a long time for them to wait.
2 days, yeah.
They were brought here for burial. You'd think it'd be done. Okay. So now should we go in?
yeah.
All right. Let's.
Sushi's gonna curl up outside by the door, but I'll go in with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the daytime, so Sushi's
Very uncomfortable.
okay.
Actually, she'll come inside and just sit whichever door.
In the
Which
shade.
door are we going in?
That's the door where everyone's going in. Okay. This room contains a desk and 3 chairs, two to the west, one to the east.
So we were in here before. We
Yeah.
entered this way and then went south, right?
Yeah, exactly. A cord hangs from a hole in the southern wall above a sign that reads "Ring for Service."
I mean, ring the bell.
Does anybody else want to do anything before everybody goes in?
Nothing on the desk?
No, it doesn't seem to be anything on the desk.
Do we know what was down at the room down at the bottom here?
You do not.
You
do not. Actually, the worker who was outside, he went in through that door.
Okay.
When you guys were here before, because you guys were there for a couple of hours.
Yep.
He went in through that door when he came in from the outside. He brought his rake in with him.
Okay. So I'll come in with these yo-yos. Actually, I'll stay just outside.
All right.
On guard.
Anybody else have any ideas or plans or anything?
Ask Oric to watch the horses.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because it gets kind of crowded in here. If he hears trouble, he can come help if he feels like he needs to. But the last thing we need is somebody coming out here and causing trouble.
Yeah, sounds good. He'll be out there. He says, "Yeah, I'll keep an eye for anything up the road too. You never know, right?"
Yep.
Right.
Right. You're an idiot, Oric. Okay, so ring the bell. The door to the north opened last time. The door to the south opens this time, and it takes a while, like it's a couple rings, and it's not like 1 minute; it's like 2 minutes. And Aaron Habe comes out, and he's like, "Oh, hello, how you doing? How's everything?" He seems different.
We should show him the paperwork from the sheriff.
I see. Yes, I figured somebody would come along for this. This is. I see. Okay.
He's asked us to do an investigation. So.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been doing for the last couple of days. It's taking me away from my work. This is really a bit of an intrusion. I suppose. What would you like? What would you like to see?
Well, we'd like to.
The bodies.
And we want to talk to. I forget the guy's name, but the one guy that was brought in here that might be able to communicate some information.
Grace Sevilla. Yeah, yes. He's not really beyond much of just shouting. All he keeps saying is the claws and the blade, the claws and the blade. He hasn't really uttered anything other than that nonsense since he's been arrived. I haven't been able to make any connection with him, get him to calm down. He's restrained on the 3rd floor. I don't think visitors up there is the best. The dead bodies, they've been cremated for safety reasons. We don't know exactly what they were exposed to. I didn't sense anything other.
Motive?
Yeah, definitely.
We didn't see any signs of burning or anything outside, did we?
No, you did not. He seems abrupt. He's not the let me show you inside. It's good to see you. He's not like that.
Was the bodies that you cremated? You did an autopsy report.
We did. Obviously, they were the victims of strangulation and the wounds that they received prior to the carving of the chest and the taking of the jaw. I don't know the significance of the taking of the jaw or the iconography on the chest or anything, but that was definitely done post-mortem. They didn't seem to have any evidence of disease or anything like that, but I didn't see any point in having them lie in state.
So I want to convince him to let us speak with the guy using diplomacy. Is that
Yeah, you can try that.
just some of us have a way with people that sometimes we can get information that
You want a guidance there?
yeah. If you mind letting at least a couple of us, if not all of us, give it. I mean, what harm could it do? We don't mean him harm, but certainly a discussion wouldn't be harmful.
Well, I suppose we'll just have to get this over with. You're going to want to talk to Grace. I suppose you probably won't take no for an answer.
I am stubborn that way at times, but it's for the benefit of everybody.
Understood. And yep, you are here on behalf of the town, definitely. Okay, let's go upstairs.
Okay, as far as Alex is concerned, everyone can come, but if you come, great. If you don't, that's okay too.
Yeah, definitely. So this door here is to the upstairs. This one here. I can drag you over to the third floor. The second floor, it's kind of like a hallway. Let's go. We can actually kind of just skip past the second floor totally. So you can see the door for the second floor. It remains closed. You're pretty sure that you remember him saying that Purr was on the second floor. Mm-hmm. So he takes you right up to the third floor.
While we're walking, we'll just kind of casually talk about how Purr's been doing.
She hasn't met you?
Wait. Did he just
Since
say
we've been gone.
Purr hasn't met us?
Yes, she said she was heading back to Sandpoint several days ago.
Just not here anymore?
No, she left the day before all this business began.
Where's my sense motive?
Yeah, definitely sense motive. He seems nervous and twitchy.
Fooled me.
But he seems to be telling the truth that Purr's gone. He says that she had been feeling better. We got past the point of her needing to scratch all the time. She was feeling uncomfortable after the note that she received. And then
What note?
A little scrap of note on the front porch directed to her. One of the orderlies found it several days ago. It was, what did it say?
Signed by someone called their lordship.
Yes, it was. Do you know who that is? I thought that was some sort of connection.
We're trying to identify that individual. We've received similar notes.
I see. Let me see if I can remember exactly what it said here. It was some sort of romantic connection. Let me see here. You will learn to love me, desire me in time as she did. Give yourself to the pack and it shall end.
And that was specifically direct or addressed to
her. Yes.
Ah.
And she didn't really understand what that was about. She didn't really understand his lordship. I gave her the note, and like she had been making decent improvement. I felt staying here would probably be detrimental to her, especially with the carryings on of Wald when he gets excited and Pidgeot. Now with the new arrival, it probably was a good thing that she had left. Grace screaming into the night is enough to keep anyone up. Sorry if I seem on edge. I haven't slept in a couple days, and he's been a handful. The orderlies have had to restrain him several times.
This new person is who we're about to go see.
Yes, this Grace Sevilla character.
Yeah.
Some sort of Zarni thug, I'm led to believe.
That's what we were told.
Anyway, let's see to that now. The sooner you get to see him, the sooner we get back to our work here. And what I'll do is I'll shift everybody over to the upstairs map.
Okay. I'd be amazed if Sundancer joins us.
Sundance is watching from his seeing globe outside. Let's see what's going on with that. Token locks and such. Grandpa and Tinder and Alexis. You guys should all be upstairs now. It's kind of tight up here.
Oh, is it? Oh, I see. It's
so there's it's a hallway. You can see that the window to the outside, the drapes are pulled over. There is the first room. It's like a cell, like an actual room, but the door, there's like a little sliding thing that they can slide past and observe inside. There's 3 of them. There's one that's empty. There's the first door. He says, please stay away from that door. That's the other unfortunate that I told you about, who's been here long term. This would be the cell here. I take it you don't need me to call for the orderlies. You're able to handle anything that might any sort of
yeah, we should be fine.
Grace he's restrained in a straitjacket, but
we'll know real quick if any useful information will be coming out or not. Now, since we were here 10 days ago, the spell that anything that was used that day it's been reset, right? So the only thing we've used is whatever we've used today.
Oh yeah. I can give you guys
Yep.
Yeah, let's give you all a long rest. Oh, that's the next actor. That's the wrong one.
You can detect magic up as we enter a new area.
And I'll have detect evil ready. I don't know this individual.
Okay, they've changed this. Okay, this has gone from. There we go. Okay, overnight rest. There we go. Everybody should be at full capabilities.
Such as they are. Yep.
Such as.
Well, I had used the lay on hands earlier today on the guy in the cell. So
yes.
I marked, yeah.
So okay. All right. Let's see here. So, Grace Sevilla. Dr. Habe opens the door. He says, do you first want to have a look before I open the door? You can slide the...
Look at him. Yeah.
You can slide...
Take a look at him.
Sure. Okay, so... This guy. Struggling against his bonds mightily. He's sick. He's got some kind of... he's got something going on.
It sounds like his tongue is 5 feet long.
That's a long tongue.
His eyes are wild, and he's probably exhausted, but he's still fighting against this straitjacket restraint that they've got. The picture might be a little extreme. He's not wrapped like a mummy or anything like that. He might have like regular pants. He might have they might have had to change his pants or something like that, but he's not wrapped up like down below, like a mummy in the picture. But he's definitely, his skin is pale and looks gangrenous. His hair is wild. His eyes are milky white. And he's just he's struggling against the straitjacket.
Which cell is he in? The first one on the left?
He is in the last one, the far one.
On the south side?
The one by you, Rampa.
Okay.
That one there, the one that I opened. And he is,
okay.
I put him on the combat tracker for no particular reason.
Uh-huh.
Of course. All right.
Did he test for any diseases, or does he have?
Yeah, he's some kind of Aaron Habe kind of steps out of the way and says, "Yes, he's some kind of some sort of illness I've not seen before," which is why we disposed of the others quickly.
Where'd you dispose of them? Didn't see any fresh graves.
We burnt the bodies.
You have a crematorium?
We do not on site, but the two orderlies prepared a beer, probably about a half mile up the road. You can make
a long way to go for a beer.
You can make a sense motive check if you want.
Yeah,
I will. You could have a beer, just get it out of the fridge.
Exactly. Yeah, he's that didn't make sense at all, really. Why wouldn't you just burn the bodies right outside? I guess maybe unless the inmates are able to look out and see.
Well, seems good to me. Let's get rid of these low rolls now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alexis and Sasha know that he's not telling you something.
Well, let's deal with this guy first.
We're here. Let's talk to this guy. Is there... I guess, can we look at this individual and do a diagnosis on if we think he has a disease?
Absolutely. You can, without even opening the door, you can look in and see. Who's got the heal checks?
I have heal check. 1 rank in it. He's sick. That's about all I'm going to know, but I could get lucky.
Yeah.
There's 18.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, he's definitely sick. Well, you're not sure what he's sick from, and neither is Aaron Habe, who's a better doctor than either one of you.
Right. So it's certainly not a...
Seems to be a disease, though.
Yeah, and Aaron Habe says that...
not a mental thing, it's a physical... something wrong with him.
He's also deranged mentally as well.
Right.
He says he's been mumbling about razors and teeth. He's also mentioned something about the Skinsaw man is coming. Not sure what that means.
What is that?
I don't know.
We heard that once before, but it didn't yield any kind of information. Is that like a boogeyman type reference?
Alandrill had heard something of a gang, a cult in Magnamar venerated somebody by the name of the Skinsaw Man. Maybe some kind of cult of Norgorber or something like that. Maybe a boogeyman to scare off rival gangs.
Well, they definitely had a Skinsaw in Sandpoint.
See the guy that used... Is that her mask that they use?
Yeah, that was related to the dudes with the masks, the Brotherhood of the Seven. The gang that your
friend
ran afoul of. And you also it was in Nualia's journal. She mentioned that she wasn't she hadn't taken to the teachings of the Skinsaw Man while she was in Magnamar, even though she had connections with the Brothers of the Seven. And that's...
Can we see through the doors of the other 2 cells?
Yeah, you can if you really want to. You want to look in?
Yep.
Dr. Habe says when you open the cell open the blind for Pidgeot, make sure that the sight of any blade weapon will be well out of sight. He'll go bananas, and he'll be uncontrollable for days.
All right.
So please, if anybody's around there, please get out of sight. If you have any bladed weapons or anything like that, he's probably perched right up against the opening right now. I'm sure he's listening to us.
Okay.
He's quite dangerous.
I'll put my Naginata off to the side when I open it to take a look at him, and then I'll keep going. And there's 3 people there, right?
Yeah.
So I'll look at all 3 of them. Is there any agitation or anything going on with the other 2?
No, nothing for the other 2. The middle cell is empty. You've been told.
Oh, okay.
You can look in there if you like.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, first one that you look through, nothing in there.
Okay. Is there any indication there was somebody in here recently?
No.
Okay.
And I'm just opening the door so you can look inside.
Yep.
You basically I'm just for this you're just sliding open a latch, like a little observational window.
Yep, observation window. Okay.
And then there's another window down below where they might be able to just like slide some food in, kind of thing.
Right
on the door.
And what's at the very end of the hallway?
At the very end of the hallway, that's where Grace Sevilla is, and it's a door. It's like a closet. Looks like a closet door. So when you look into the first window,
yep,
roll will save.
Oh.
Romper gonna go crazy?
Possibly.
Okay. So you slide the window open. There's a pair of beady, dark eyes staring right back at you, and you kind of jump back. It's like a jump scare.
Okay.
But they are it's whoever's in here is well contained. He's got his face pressed up against the observation slide.
Is this the one where I am now, or is it the other end?
The one where you are now. And it has a name. Its name is Pidgeot. And now that you observe it, it's not quite humanoid. It actually kind of resembles Ratatouille. It is a humanoid rat.
Like a rat person.
It's got like long feral teeth though. Like he's not like the friendly happy rat that Ratatouille is. This is like it's like an angry lycanthrope.
Yep. Were rat.
It's definitely a were rat. And he's gazing around quickly looking for any sign of anything that might excite him.
Yeah. Well, I'll shut the door. Take care of him.
Yeah, there's no just like shut the window kind of thing. It's just like a little sliding window that you're looking in. If you want to go in there, shit's going to go down right away. And
I want to go in there.
Yeah, Aaron Habe is reluctant to give you the keys to open that door, but he will if you insist.
We're here to talk to the other guy. Let's do that.
Yep.
All right. So opens the door or opens the sliding window, and Grace Sevilla is in the corner, and he's struggling, and he's muttering, and you can tell he's tired, but he's still fighting whatever he's fighting, and you observe that, and Dr. Habe says, "Do you want me to open the door?"
Well, we are going to talk to him, so it'd be easier to have that discussion.
He says, "Watch, be careful. He'll try and bite you. He'll try and bite you. So be careful." And as the little observation windows open up and stuff like that, his attention's drawn, and he says, "I knew you would come. I knew you would come." He starts screaming.
Is he talking to you, Remper?
He's talking to whoever's at the door right now that isn't Dr. Habe. He says, "I knew you would come. I knew it."
I was standing there, but Alandro is on top of me, so I don't know which one of us he's talking to.
I mean, really all he's seen is like a bit of your face through the window. So Dr. Habe opens the door for you, unlocks it, and then steps back.
Yeah, well, I'd like to ask Dr. Habe, has he mentioned a reference to someone called Your Lordship at all while he's been raving?
He's been raving about razors, too many teeth, and the Skinsaw man is coming.
Okay.
And Aaron Habe gives Alexis the key and says, "I'll be downstairs."
Okay.
And he exits.
I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
You'll know after you open the door.
Yep.
And it's a rather sizable key ring. Like there's a whole bunch of keys on it. You might have the keys to everything.
That was nice of him, especially after him living less than cooperative with some of his answers. He just hands us the keys.
Yeah.
Does it look like he's just fed up and doesn't want to deal with this anymore, or he just doesn't?
He might be scared.
Okay. Well, let's get in here and see what we can gain. So I'll stick the key in the door. And
okay. Open the door.
This is really a job for Allen drill, but we're kind of squeezing in here, so
I can't get in there. Sorry.
yeah. I'll open it and take the key out. Push the door. Does it push into the room?
Yeah, it pushes into the room.
Yep. And I guess Rumpa's leading the way, and then I'll be right behind him.
Yep. Feel free to pile in and kind of make sure that this guy's subdued, because he is kind of he's thrashing violently.
Did the door get closed? There we go. It's this one on the end, correct?
Yeah, it's the one on the end. Should be able to go through, and
Yeah,
Okay,
there you
there
go.
we are.
everybody can.
Okay, I'll come in down here
Okay.
because I'm not the guy that's going to have to talk to him. But I'll stay there.
She says,
I
he
guess
said
you
he
would
said
say-
you would visit me, his lordship, the one that had made me so. He has a place for you, precious place. I'm so jealous. He has a message for you, and he points to Alexis. He says, he made me remember it. I hope I haven't forgotten. The master wouldn't approve if I forgot. Let me see. And he says, he said you would come to the misgivings soon and meet the pack, for they have something wonderful to show you. That's what he told me. He said you would come. He was right.
Are you one of the pack?
I will be soon. And you can give me a maybe a CMD check or something like that if you want to.
CMD?
Because he is forcing himself out of this straitjacket. Like he's tearing it. He's so agitated and excited. He's strong enough to maybe break through the fabric.
Okay, he's trying to beat my CMD, or do you want me to do a CMB check?
Yeah, I would say if you want to subdue him, you have to make a grapple check on him. Assume you hit him. Just see if you can.
Oh, you want a CMB? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if
Got
that maybe. Yeah, got him. So he's the straitjacket, although extremely sturdy, is starting to tear.
So Alexis looks at behind her, the other groups, and says, who was the one that did the detect thoughts before? Is there something, can we do that to this man, or would that be too dangerous?
I don't know. That was Ratatouille.
Okay, I can't remember if it was who it was that did it. So Ratatouille want to do that with this guy, or is that too dangerous? Because he's a lunatic. I mean,
or maybe he's got
crazy.
something else in mind. I don't know. Is Ratatouille kind of chilling out, or is he? Okay, are you looking at maybe Pidgeot in the other room, or Aaron Habe went through the door up here and down the stairs, like that way?
Is the key information we need is to identify who goes by the Your Lordship moniker. So if that's floating around this guy's mind, that might be helpful.
Where is his lordship now? In Magnamar?
The misgivings. He said you would come. He says you should go to the misgivings soon to meet the pack.
Where are the misgivings?
It's the misgivings.
And what is known as a misgiving? Has anybody got knowledge local?
The Skinsaw man is coming. The Skinsaw man is the man that unmade me so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make a knowledge local check.
Do you like what you've become?
I can't.
I have no choice. Yeah, Ratatouille has heard the locals refer to the misgivings as Aldern Foxglove's manor. It's like an old, some say haunted, manor house on the bluff between here and Magnamar. Aldern Foxglove was, when he was visiting Sandpoint, he was there on a break from restoring it.
He was the one that we went hunting with.
You went boar hunting with, yeah.
Yeah, we saved them from goblins, remember?
Yeah.
We did.
And he was the one who bought you your horses. You also know that he is nobility from Magnamar.
We never heard him refer to himself as Your Lordship.
Not at all. Actually, he was anything but. He seemed rather down to earth, rather humble, and rather grateful for your assistance against the goblins, which was far beyond his ability to handle.
Do we need anything more from him, or should we?
Yeah. Well, the fight is on, and it doesn't really get like much else. He won't answer any specific questions, other than he seems to be succumbing to something. You can give me some heal checks for people who are in the room that maybe had a good look at him now and stuff like that.
He looks sick.
Yeah, he's definitely sick. He's definitely experiencing some mental trauma. And
wow.
Okay, Mims, you think that this guy might have ghoul fever? Check it and see. He's got a fever of 103.
Yes, that's not like Saturday night.
In a moment of clarity, Mims mutters something about ghoul fever, but has no reference for that idea.
That would be consistent. It might have been a ghoul that went to town. And by the way, I think we should get out of here before he bites anybody.
He hasn't changed, but he is not far from succumbing to, and you know that once someone completely succumbs to ghoul fever and dies from it, the next midnight they rise as a ghoul. You know that the magical spell remove disease might help him if anyone's capable of that, which I think is still beyond you guys at this point.
Is there another cure for it?
Not that anybody is aware of. Other than maybe lesser restoration. Yeah, maybe lesser restoration might buy him some time. Might restore some of his con and dexterity damage. You know that the cure is 2 consecutive saves, and that every day that he fails a save, he takes a D3 con and D3 dex damage. When his con gets to 0, he changes to dead. When his dex gets to 0, he's paralyzed.
Anti-plague just grants him a bonus.
Yeah, and it's just a temporary bonus too. It won't for the whole day. If he had the anti-plague in him when he was first bit or scratched or whatever,
yep,
it would have helped. But it doesn't help the full day checks.
Okay, so I suggest we back out.
I mean,
I'll be the last to back out.
Yep.
So go past me.
I've still got to hold him, so if you back out, I'll back out and you can shut the door when I push him to the other side of the room.
Okay.
Okay. Give me another CMD check or a grapple check, whatever magic it was that you rolled last time.
It was high, whatever it was.
It was. It's extremely high.
CMB, that's D. There we go.
CMB. Okay, yeah, and give yourself +4. So that, yeah, you can definitely kind of make sure that he's down on the ground and unable to get up and react, and everyone can get out of the room. Relock the door.
You said when the doctor left, he went back down the way we came?
He went down. He didn't want to be around when this happened.
Okay. What is this other door?
Which one? The one right to the side there?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is just a little closet with supplies. There's a couple of straitjackets and stuff like that in there, and some fresh linens and some bed pans and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Door to Alexis right.
The door to Alexis is right.
That one. I didn't open it.
Okay. It looks like it looks like an office door, maybe.
Oh, it's not locked. Open it.
Yeah.
You can open it with the keys. You've got the keys.
Yep.
All right. I'll just see what's in here.
Okay. This is once you open it, you can see that it is an examination room. Central features of this room is a large operating table. A cabinet along the north wall is exceptionally well stocked with all manner of obscure and I don't know if you qualify it as frightening, but like surgical tools, like scalpels and
Does this seem consistent
lobotomy drills
with the type
and
of tools that would be in a sanatorium,
yeah, probably.
not a torture chamber?
Maybe both.
Yeah.
You know that if he was doing any sort of surgery, it might be a little invasive for what he has. You know, he might not have. There isn't a lot of anesthetic and stuff like that in there.
I'm gonna assume he uses this for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Unless there's evidence he doesn't.
No potions of cure light lying around though.
No, nothing like that. Nothing magical or anything like that.
And
Any
what's this
fresh
door
blood?
here to the left?
Is there any fresh blood or anything in the room?
There is not. And the door to the left is the stairs down.
And what's straight ahead then?
Straight ahead. Okay, so I'm not sure what door to the left are you talking about?
Oh, where I am?
I think it's a window.
To my left.
Oh, it's a window.
That
Yeah.
one.
It's a window to the outside.
Oh, it's a window.
Yeah. It's a
Ah,
window
it's
into
a
your
jar.
soul, Rampa.
That's when a window. When is a door not a door? When is a jar? When is a door not a door? When is a window? Okay.
So we're going down to the second floor then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty.
You can enter the second floor if you
But-
wish, or
We make sure to lock the door with the guy that's in there that's gonna
Yeah.
be a ghoul.
yeah,
Okay.
secure the door, close the thing.
So with that, once they turn into a ghoul, how long will the body stay mobile before it runs out of energy or
Once he dies, like once his dexterity goes to 0, he's paralyzed. Once his con goes to 0, he dies, and then apparently they rise as a ghoul the next midnight, according to Mim's ghoulish ghoulish
once
story.
they become a ghoul, if he's trapped in that room and never has anything to eat, how long is he?
Oh, he can live indefinitely. They're undead.
Okay.
It'd probably take a religion check to know that, but Ratatouille or Darsel, or even yourself, if you have knowledge of religion, you know that undead can live indefinitely.
We learned that in the other dungeon where the undead were at the bottom, and who knows how long they'd been there.
Yeah, those were incorporeal, though. Or was there any like zombies or anything like that?
Oh, they were zombies. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the ones that like the pits that were dug. The
Yes.
zombies at the bottom. Yeah.
That's right. The catacombs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what they did. Okay. So that thing needs to be dealt with.
Yeah. Are you going back
does.
downstairs, or are you going to the second floor?
No, she's at the stairs, and it dawns on her that once he turns, he's just going to be a danger. It needs to be dealt with. We can't
Yeah,
just let
let's
him be there and present
put him-
danger to these people. So
Put
You want
him
to go
down
and kill him now?
Yeah.
we have to.
Okay.
Okay.
That's this is Alexis morality. You guys might question her on that, but it just dawns on her on the stairs, going, "It's just going to be a danger. Anyone who walks in that room unprepared is going to get bit, and there'll be more ghouls."
So my question to you is, are you high enough level that the disease doesn't affect you?
So the answer is yes, but she hasn't been exposed to disease. I mean, I guess studying paladin studies, she would know that disease has a little effect on me now.
Yeah, maybe in your talks with Father Xantus about the other things, Father Xantus would have said it's extremely rare for somebody to
I'm
succumb.
highly resistant
Yes.
to disease.
Yes.
There you go.
There's no known cases of anybody of your level.
All right. Well, you lead the way, and I'll follow right behind you. We should put her out of
All
her
right.
misery.
Yeah. So let's do this. Unlock the door and go in.
You
With
unlock
sword
the
and shield,
door
right?
and swing the door open, and
With sword and shield in hand.
sword and shield in hand. You don't quite see him. Initiative for everybody, please.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, if y'all didn't want to do this, but
Yeah, he's not in the far corner anymore.
He's on the ceiling. No.
Vampiro.
I'm wasting all these really high rolls.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Rampa.
can't hit him,
I got Rampa
I'm first
first
up.
to act. Yes.
and I can't see him right now, right?
You don't see. He opened the door and he's not in the line of sight. He's not in the corner where you pushed him.
All right. Well,
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, sure. Hang on, wrong page.
You can definitely hear him breathing in there.
It is not visible. Okay. So I will delay.
Okay.
Well, if I can't see him, I have to assume he's hiding behind something that's in the room I can't see. So I will.
Yeah, he's just up against the wall, and as soon as you come in like that, he lunges.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're ready for it.
Yeah.
So go ahead. You got the jump on him, but he's the straitjacket is now torn, and he's got both his hands like
out of his straitjacket.
Not out of the straitjacket, but there's kind of like material hanging limp from this like where it was tied around his back and stuff like that. His hands aren't completely free. His hands aren't free, but he's got like his fists and stuff are freed up.
So I do move, and if it draws, it draws.
Nope, you're good. You beat him to the punch.
All right, then.
There's got to be some kind of rules, man.
Right. Well, I mean, she's willing to take it if that's so be it. So,
nope, your initiative is good enough to beat him.
Well, if he's going to become an undead, and Sarah Ray does not agree with undead, we must purge you.
Yeah, he's got like maybe a day or two at most, unless he somehow manages to fight off the disease and recover.
Okay, I'll come off delay.
Okay.
He's right here in the corner.
Yep. Oh, there we go. I had to.
You guys can both go on the same turn. That's fine.
Well,
I was delayed, so I'll go after him. But
yeah, that's fine.
Am I clicking the arrow?
Nope. Just leave it at. Go ahead, Rampa. You can do whatever you're gonna do.
There you go.
You're stepping up to the door. Yeah. Oh, you should be able to hit him. Actually, from there, he'd have some cover because you're fighting through the door. See, that would still hit.
I figured he had some cover.
Yeah, but his armor class is terrible. So yeah,
I figured that too.
Slash into him. Okay, so now he lashes out at Alexis.
Good.
Oh,
it's okay.
Wow. And he's going crazy. He's got this wild look in his eyes, and he's saying, "His lordship loves you more than me." Darcel.
How much damage did it take?
Oh, he missed.
Out of 25?
25 has got you as a miss. Unless you have your...
Everybody run!
Unless you have...
fighting defensively?
Fighting defensively, the dodge. And
I didn't say it, but it might... Yeah, it is. It was active. So I rolled it with the penalties, so that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll go with it.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, so you managed to like hold him back with your shield, but he's like trying to batter you with his hands and bite you.
I'm good with that.
Darcel.
Yeah, has anybody thought of just burning down the building and that'll solve the problem? I'm just saying.
It's a
always a practical one, right?
Yeah.
I'm neutral. I only want to burn the top floor.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just a thought. I can't get in there. I'll wait for some casualties. So, I don't see.
You can get in there if you want to. You can move up past your allies.
Yeah. My grandpa. Who's in front of me? Sasha's in front of me.
Yeah. If you move into the room past where he is, like down to the far wall where Alexis is, you'll probably draw an AOO, but...
yeah. No, hold off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alendra?
Can I get in there? That's the question.
You might be able to get in there in acrobatics past them.
Okay, I'll try that.
Or you could stop right up next to against him and
I'll try acrobatics in.
okay. See what his
I'm okay at it.
CM Dizzle is here. Oh, it doesn't matter. That's nicely done. So you come in with a deft roll and come up. And you've got enough. Yeah, that doesn't. You still have a standard action left.
Okay. I didn't select him. Shit.
That's okay. Let me drop that on him. So as you come up, the kukri strikes into him. Let's see where it strikes.
Okay. Damages.
Oh, nice. And that catches him just under the jaw. It's like a grizzly kind of. You come up and you slash him to get him like just under the jaw, and it kind of like disconcerting the way that you got him just under, almost removed his jaw with one swipe.
Oh,
Your
no,
lordship. Is it possible Alan drills the killer? Sasha.
Ooh, me?
Wouldn't be surprised.
I'm backing up, and I'm going to spend a round of bond. Move action is to move.
Okay.
And then my standard action is to bond sense with Sushi downstairs, just to see if there's anything happening.
Okay, so where is Sushi in the? Let me go back to the map. She outside, or
No, inside. Remember, in the shade.
inside?
Yeah.
Didn't like the sunshine.
in
yes.
the first room.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
in the
got
first
you.
room.
In the doctor's office. Okay. So what kind of information do you get?
All of it.
Okay,
They
so
pull it
you can sensory see what Sushi sees.
Yes, it is hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching.
Okay, so Dr. Habe hurries past Sushi and with another set of keys opens his office door.
And what is that? Is that the
That's
one next
the
to
door
which-
that Sushi's right up next to. He's kind of like,
Oh.
excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
Sure. I mean, being a horse-sized cat.
Yes, he's trying to. He's trying to get at his door to open his door.
All right, I'll share that with the group in my seance voice. The doctor has gone downstairs and is opening the door, and I'll have Sushi sort of stand up, stretch the rear haunches and just sort of look inside.
Okay, or block him from going in, or just move aside and let him go in.
No, I want to see him go inside and see what he's getting.
Okay.
That's it. That's probably all I can do in this round.
Okay, excellent. Ratatouille.
Yeah, I'll go to where the doctor is.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Because the doctor left in a bit of a panic. You might be able to follow him without him really knowing you were behind him.
I'm sneaky.
If you wanted to do that. Like at a 30-foot distance, something like that. Okay. So let's say you gave him a couple rounds and then went down. The doctor didn't stop at the second floor. He went down to the first floor. He went through let me put you over on the map where the doctor went through. So say you're about here now. Let me see. Can you see on the map where you went to? On the main floor? And you can see the doctor kind of like, oh, pardon me, to Sushi. He's kind of uncomfortable. There's a giant cat creature there. And he's trying to make his way through the door nervously.
Okay.
Mims.
Alright.
There is room for you if you want to get in there and try your newfound powers.
Yeah, I don't want to bite him.
Okay. Damn it.
That sounds like a bad idea.
That's a DM. I'm just offering suggestions.
Who's he gonna bite?
It's not letting me do it.
If you...
Yes, I have. Sweet. Okay.
All right, cool. You're going to bite Rampa. All right.
No.
All right. Guidance. All right. The viewers from the outside. It's getting late in the day. What's going on in there? Oric is talking to Shadow Mist and says, "You should be mine. You're a nice horse." Rampa.
Actually, I'm after.
Yeah,
That's
actually, I was
okay.
hoping, yeah, because my attack's going to
delayed.
be aid other and aid Rampa to finish.
Okay,
him
so
off.
let's make you 20.1.
Yeah.
And-
So
All right.
I think I target him this time. So all I'm looking for is a 10 to give him a +2.
Okay. You know that after that deft strike by both Rampa and Alendril, which almost creepily severed the man's jaw, you know that Grace Sevilla is in bad shape physically.
Right, but he's infected and we can't cure him. So
No, it doesn't seem like you
Yeah.
have the ability right
We're-
now.
we're giving him a mercy of a quick death.
Yes.
Still can't give him the 8 other.
Okay.
So
A quick death.
Wow.
12 seconds of stabbing.
You definitely wouldn't hit him anyway.
well, I know. I was hoping to get a 10.
Geez.
Take your +2 to your natural
Oh.
20.
Oh,
Doesn't matter. This is going to hurt.
it's gonna be bad. Oh. This is worse than anything that the villain in the story's ever done.
Can I use my shield to block my eyes?
Yeah. You guys are just. He gets eviscerated. There's entrails all over the floor. You guys are covered in blood. Rampa just basically. How did you kill him, Rampa? What was this?
Well, I was worried about hitting the door jamb, so I just tried to do a really hard sweep with my cutting into his shoulder below the neck.
Okay, and what happened when you
Get
did
too
cut
high,
in?
and I got most of his head.
Okay, and it kind of
And the big splash.
it kind of lands in between Alexis and Alendril, and the milky white eyes are just staring up at them.
Well, you remember Rob Roy
Yes.
when the big slice come right down and cut right through the half of from his shoulder on down to his stomach?
Yep.
Oh, that's what I just did.
So the way he lands, his eyes staring up at Alexis, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
All right. Good job, guys.
Good job.
That was
Cheers.
good.
Totally so glad I gave you that +1.
I'm so glad I actually rolled high numbers this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
The
at
last couple of weeks I've been rolling 1s and 2s.
So is there a danger that the blood can contaminate and make someone sick?
I'm going to say
Okay,
you
give
have
me
to
some
be
ideas.
injured by him.
Okay.
You have to be
Well, I
injured.
thought he had to be bit. But
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
Yeah, you
I
have to
wasn't
be.
worried about myself, but
No, and he's not actually a ghoul yet. Otherwise, I'd have been getting +2s.
Yeah, exactly. So let me just award you your experience points, and then we'll.
Yeah, I really want to try my new ability, but I don't want to bite somebody who could fit into a hole.
I don't
I feel like
blame
that's
you.
a bad idea.
It's going to be a lot of
We'll
bad
see.
ideas in this adventure, I think.
yeah, we'll get a chance. I set him what's left of him in a corner, like he died who he was. And he was affected by this disease, but he didn't turn into a ghoul. So
Won't be turning any more.
nope. At least we don't have to worry about that. So I guess we're gonna be done, but we'll lock the door.
Oh, and there was
I mean,
one-
obviously with Alendril out.
Apparently the lordship likes you more.
Trying to figure out who that is. Got a secret admirer.
I don't know if you want the secret admirer, though.
Not this one. This one
The
doesn't.
only
sound
lord
right.
we know is heading us toward that supposedly haunted mansion, so
Right,
it
right.
may very well be him.
All right.
It could be, but it seems kind of odd based on how he was treating us earlier.
Yeah, it definitely does. It seems totally out of character.
And the next thing we got to do is go down and talk to George downstairs. He's
And if I
hiding something.
remember, when we were doing the hunt, didn't he have like his affections were towards Purr, right?
Right. And there was a note that was delivered to Purr the day before she left.
Yeah.
All right. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
I will.
All right, guys.
Good game, guys. I will see you next week.
Yep.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Cheers, everybody.